It is I, your internet friend, Jeffrey K. Horcrims. Lo, these many years of pennyarcade.com, a website of some renown. Welcome aboard, Club PA, to our fourth film here in our Tales from the Loop AV Club series. Now, before we get started in there, because I think we are all of one mind in terms of like trying to tell a really good story, I fear that I have not emphasized some of the rule stuff that I brought into the first and second games. I just want to make sure that you know all the tools that you have available in the system already, because you may need them.
So the third session is when we learn how to play Tales from the Loop.
Exactly. So everything you've been experiencing. What a great
Alright, let's start from the top.
Okay. What is a loop? Well, it's like
exactly.
it's like a circle, but you know.
What's a tail?
Oh, listen, we're not ready for that. So the main thing is don't forget your iconic items. I feel like those have come up a lot, but an iconic item gives you an extra 2 dice. That's really handy. Other items that you use can give you bonus dice if you're using them in a crafty way. PCs, other friends can help you. It's +1 dice, but they suffer the same failure if you both lose, right? So if they help you and it gets fucked up, you both feel like shit, right? The other thing is your pride. So that's part of your character definition. For example, don't want to call you out, Kimberly, but the pride is I can get around anybody, parentheses, manipulation, parentheses. So
I don't feel called out. I feel empowered.
Exactly. You would. I've been manipulated by you already. But basically what it does is you can actually use your pride once per game to just win. Just win. Oh. You only get to do it once. But this is how powerful it is. Let's say you fail. Your pride can make it a success. That's only one success, right? But it's not failure.
Retroactively?
You fail. You can turn failure into success with your pride. Of course, it's narrative, right? You got to commit to it, and I got to know how that pride's coming in. But we know that part of the game. Like we tell good stories together, but I want to make sure that you have access to every tool that the game actually offers you. And like I said, I feel like I've mostly focused on the movies, and I haven't focused on what can give you a cool tale or a cool moment. So I want to make sure you have that in your back pocket. Luck points, of course, younger characters have more. We used that last time. You can just scratch off one of those points per game. Reroll failed dice in the dice pool. But yeah, the main thing I feel like I didn't cover for y'all was pride. Of course, you can push, which is another way of getting a reroll to failed dice. It doesn't require a luck point, but you do have to check a condition, right?
Right.
So it's like that's the part of the movie where it's like there's like the car and it's like rolling down, like the brakes are out, and you're like trying to stop it, and it's like at first it's not working, but then you like yell really loud, and then you're able to stop it. We've all seen this film. What that means in this context is that you might be injured or exhausted, which because it's a condition will give you a -1 on all your other rolls, but you can use that check of a condition to reroll your pool without expending any luck. All right, so does that all make sense? Yeah. I just want to make sure that if you have a cool idea, you're able to execute it in the way that you want. So I sent everyone a mail. Did everybody receive their mail?
Yes.
Has everyone cogitated upon the contents of this mail?
Most of us.
All right, how did you do it? Did you do it, Temo?
Yes.
Don't look at me like that. I didn't fail you.
Okay, well, not yet.
Okay.
Use your pride and then it'll be a success.
Exactly. Very nice. So, like every other movie, we start one by one, introducing our character in a scene from normal life. And the special twist this time is I wanted you to work one of your skills into it so that we can use that as the pretext to increase the skill and suggest, if not directly intimate, the passage of time. So who wants to jump in with both feet?
I will.
What a delight. So not hurt anymore, I assume, from the last.
No, not hurt anymore.
Nice. Cast is off.
Cast is
No
off.
doubt.
Not hurt physically.
Cast is off. No doubt signed thoroughly.
Yes. Oh, of course, by
Right.
everyone I know.
Odd scent,
Yeah,
perhaps
like-
inside the cast.
Oh my God.
So,
A musk.
a
Very
vivid,
much a
yeah.
musk.
a gravy adjacent
Yeah.
I felt it within my chambers.
moisture, a crust. Please continue.
Bottled it up.
Yeah, stored it a tincture.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to start again from the beginning?
Turn it off and turn it back on. This one's broken.
So let's go back to the principles of the loop.
Yeah, please.
It's a great loop.
So it fades in, and Ginger is sitting at her drum set, just alone in a garage.
As you see, out in the garage, door open or closed?
Door open. And she's just kind of like, kind of tapping on the top hat, and she's kind of like clearly upset. Her face is red. She's very pale, and she's got red hair, so she's just kind of like, she gets red very easily when she's upset. It's very obvious.
Ginger snap.
How she feels. Yes, all the time. I can't relate to that at all. So she's just sitting there like tapping the top hat, just like. And then finally she sees her band show up, Harvey and the other guys. And they get out of the car. And
Are they late?
they're late.
Oh, God.
And there was someone I don't recognize. And they're all talking to her.
Oh no, it's.
And
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
I hate this.
I hate it a lot.
Can we stop and start again?
They walk up and they're like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry we're late. We were just hanging out with Heather, and she just had some like really good ideas. We got really into it, and we just lost track of time. I'm so sorry."
Is Heather older?
Heather's older.
Fucking Heather.
Older. She's got like dark black hair, and she's
In
got
like
like
her
black
30s.
eyeliner, and she's very thin and very cool.
Joan Jett.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, well, we're sorry, but this is Heather. Heather, this is Ginger. And I reluctantly shake her hand. Hi. And I'm like, well, can we start now? And they're like, yeah, we just kind of wanted to practice. Well, Heather had this like song idea, and we really wanted to give it a shot. Do you mind? And so I'm like, yes, I very much mind. I think we should start where I want to start. And since I was actually the one on time, maybe I should lead the session this time. Or lead the practice.
Heather says, it's not hard to be on time when you live here.
Well,
It's a good point.
all right, Heather.
Are these... Oh, these aren't Zildjians, are they? Yeah, my cousin has a Zildjian set. She runs her finger along the crash.
Looks at the dust.
So I didn't know we were allowed to invite guests to practice and that they could talk. And I look at her. So, are you guys ready? Because I've been ready. And I look at all of them.
There's... Time has fallen asleep in the afternoon sunshine. No one knows what to do next, except for Heather, who just starts to walk back to the car. Now you exist between two poles. You on one side, the band in the middle, Heather having retreated to the car, one presumes for the exit. How does Ginger snap? What lever does she try to pull? Or is this just is this not worth fighting for? She's now leaning against the car.
Ginger says, I know that we really want to make it big, and this is really important to us, and I thought it was really important to us. It's really important to me. If it's really important to you guys too, you'd be on time, and I think we should make some choices now about what kind of band we want to be, and if we want to be if we really want to make it, then we need to start practicing, and I think prove that we are dedicated to this.
I like that. Well, I would like to see dice, actually.
Yes.
Where do you want to,
Well, I was
how do
hoping,
you want to work this here?
so that would be a charm school, but I was hoping to utilize lead in that I would be leading practice.
I think that's really interesting use of lead, actually. And it's almost certainly Kimberly rubbing off on you
Oh,
a
absolutely.
little bit,
Yeah.
right? Oh, yeah. Get a handful of dice. Let's see
Okay.
what happens.
So just so I'm familiar, I add heart
So
to whatever.
invigorated. I'm so pleased to be playing this game right now. All right, please continue.
So it's my heart amount and then whatever plus the lead, right?
Exactly. And then
Okay.
recall, of course.
There's definitely some Kim Toot in here.
Yeah, exactly. But recall, of course, that special items,
Oh, yes.
all these things, if they can be worked in, they may not be able to. But there's also other ways to use items.
Well, I would imagine that my brother's army jacket would give me confidence.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He's
in the
speaking
situation.
speaking with you,
Yeah.
essentially.
I want to channel him as much as possible anyway, and I feel like he's a very confident part of my
Yeah.
life. So I'll add 2 and then so if I don't add the +1 yet, right, because I'm improving that skill.
Your special item, right here. So what's your lead right now?
My lead is 0.
Oh, you're actually trying to lead.
Yes.
And
And
oh,
I'm
this is
not good at it
amazing.
at all.
Well, we'll see, right?
Okay, yeah.
But remember, we're talking about, if we're talking about charm, we're talking about our heart, and then we're throwing in our 2 dice for the brother's jacket,
Right.
and that's our dice pool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here.
Yeah, I threw all those in there. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 2.
Shit. Well, that's marvelous. Okay, now as you may recall, but certainly for our friends in Club Penny Arcade, 1 dice, 1 6 on a dice is enough to get the result that you want. The extra 6 is yours to do with as you please. You can give me a sense of what you're trying to pull off here, and that extra 6 means that you succeed better than just getting their attention
Right.
and focusing them in.
Right.
You can put a spin on it too.
I also have been writing songs, and I have one that I want us to try, and I've been practicing a lot, and I have some new skills to show you guys. So, let's get started.
So, do you start?
Yeah, I just start. I go like 1, 2, 3, and then go.
All right, so you start, and then one by one, they head back to the car. The bass gets pulled out, the guitar back seat, microphones, the stands folded up, and then Heather is sort of like trying to interact with each of them as they come back. Hands on shoulders, sleeves, whispered words. Ultimately, she is left, standing against the car, and the practice erupts in the garage. So yeah, you can get a lead point for that. That's sick. All right, so who else wants to deliver something less exciting?
I can't do anything that's not exciting. So.
Yeah.
Then
Someone
Ginger
else has to go
Snap
first.
has honored us with
Hard pass.
a feast for the senses.
Well, so Betty has, she's over her superhero phase.
Okay,
Superheroes are played out. And this is the
They'll
80s.
never be back.
Yeah, this is the 80s, so she doesn't even know how played out superheroes can get. But she is now taking a more serious and grounded approach.
Interesting.
She's taking karate lessons at the Y from Mr. Pearman.
Yeah, just
now
what we
I was
need.
just gonna say, now when you say the Y, you mean the YMCA?
The YMCA,
where it is
yeah.
fun to stay at.
Yeah.
People enjoy staying there.
Yeah, exactly. I will tell you that the Y would be too far away for you to take lessons from. Luckily, because I am a Spokane boy, there is a point, a midpoint on the way to the north, where our betters live, where the main road division splits. One way goes out to the prairies, and the other way goes out to that place, that hallowed place, where the wealthy dwell. This is also called the Y. And it is all strip malls.
Strip malls, perfect.
And a restaurant that I worked
So
at
good.
called Chapter 11, which I thought was an inauspicious name even when I worked there. And it turns out to have been pretty definitive as a context. But we will say that you are taking lessons at that Y, because as I say, it's all strip malls and the occasional restaurant. There's definitely going to be a spot in there.
So the dojo is called the Young Men's Karate Association.
Yes. YMKA.
Yeah, YMCA.
All right.
Just off the top of my head there.
Wow.
Pro. Yeah, so she's in there. They're taking roll call, and a name is called. And the person goes, "Yes, Mr. Pearman, I'm here to do karate." And when Betty's name is called, she goes, "Yes, Mr. Pearman!" Because someone told her that you were supposed to answer very decisively when your name was called. And this is something that I really did as a child in karate lessons. I shouted very loudly, "Yes, Mr. Pearman," when my name was called in karate. And everyone looks around and goes, "Oh, Jesus."
This
But yeah, she is certainly. When did the Karate Kid come out? You have your thing. If the Karate Kid has come out, she's definitely seen it.
Martial arts movies exist.
For the audience,
the Karate Kid represented, obviously, an
Yes.
influx.
Yes.
yes, the Karate Kid is out, so Betty has seen
Karate Kid
it.
1,
Karate Kid
Yeah.
1.
The good one.
not in Okinawa,
Yeah.
right? Nor is it the next Karate Kid.
It's definitely
Or the
Jaden
Karate
Smith.
Kid 3, where he fights Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate, and it is comprehensively proved that Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate, is better at karate than Daniel LaRusso. And while he wins on a technicality, it was a karate tournament, Daniel. You got beaten up. Anyway,
So there's a lot here.
Wow.
yeah,
For us to work
the movie.
Lots of real stuff.
I was definitely cheering.
This forward-thinking franchise you have here.
I was definitely cheering for Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate. He practiced more.
So from the position of Betty Swallocks,
Yes.
as they say, sir. Tell me about the level of engagement. What's this about?
No one has ever been more engaged in karate than Betty.
Is this an example? Like, did Betty find her thing?
Yes, I think this is definitely her thing for at least the duration of this episode.
All right.
She was a superhero last time. Now she's a martial arts expert. She has her white gi because she's a goodie,
Oh, of course.
even though she admires the forthright attitude of Cobra Kai.
The directness.
Yeah, she recognizes that it's better to reform the good guys from the inside, be a member of Miyagi Dojo, and teach them how to take the good from Cobra Kai, such as the desire to beat people up, dress as a skeleton, all those kind of things. She is at full karate.
Yeah, bold Asian men.
Our favorite, breaking ankles of young people.
She's at full karate at all times. She's
Yeah.
never less than maximum karate. When you're standing, before she even... This is the stance this is how Betty stands now at all times.
So,
She's
yeah,
ready for action.
I imagine
Full stance.
that's her stance on the bus on the way to karate.
Yes.
No, yeah, but like standing up on
Yeah.
the bus,
Yes.
like in the middle, like, and she's just moving through space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
even phased by turns. That's
No.
how you know that you are
Yeah.
proud of
Completely
yourself.
balanced.
Yeah.
She's also wearing. She's not allowed to wear her gi all the time because it gets dirty.
Oh, it
she
gets
was eventually
filthy nasty, yeah,
She was
for sure.
eventually forced to change clothes. However, she will wear her white belt at all times.
I was just gonna say, so she has a new, crisp white
Yeah.
belt.
Yeah, that she hopes she can eventually dirty to being black, and a Daniel-san headband.
Just under the red mop.
Yes, it's kind of keeping it back, keeping it out of her eyes, and yeah, she's ready for action, and she's using this to increase her skill at force.
I think that works.
She's now 4. She can kick the shit out of any of you in real life.
She
You
has
beat
a
up adults.
force of 4.
What?
I don't make the rules.
No, but
Clearly.
but
I think I need to change mine.
breaking them over your knee
Mine's at 0, so you
is
yeah.
historically the scenario. Now,
When does PvP start? Like when?
anytime you want.
Yeah.
You have to weigh the benefits. Who's next? Is it Mick?
Yes.
All right.
So there's a shot of me weaving in and out of traffic on my bike.
Yeah.
And I
It's
am
like
pedaling.
low, like behind the bike. Like
Yeah. And you
misses?
can see a card in my spokes so that it's making the noise. And I'm riding as fast as possible, and I'm trying to weave as quickly as possible. I'm going around pedestrians on the sidewalk. I'm going into traffic. I'm just going all around, and I'm trying to put a point into move.
That's what this is really about.
Yeah, really. But it then cuts over to a shot of me at a construction site, like an empty construction site, filming.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm filming like a stop motion piece of like goo. There's like a goop that I'm like slightly moving every so often, and I keep filming it, and I'm moving it along and keep filming it. And then I look up and I stare at the beams way above me, and I think, all right, now is my time. So it goes back to me weaving in and out of traffic. It kind of keeps cutting back and forth.
Yeah.
Goes back to the construction scene.
It's like Mick would edit it.
Yeah, and I start climbing up these beams, and I have the goop in my hand, and I'm trying to get establishing shots as I stop and pause and take a breath, and I'm in a John Carpenter phase, so I'm super into this.
Oh, so this is some kind of alien
Exactly.
creature.
Yeah, and then it
A
goes
little
back
young
to
for that movie.
I don't think there's a lot of parental
Probably not.
observation in this
Mick
film.
is old as an assault.
This is how videos were when I was a kid.
It's the new hotness at Video A Go Go, and I rented that
imagine,
out
yes.
as soon as it got there. And then it cuts back to me almost at this building, and I can see it from afar. And then I get stopped by a red light, so I'm sitting there waiting, and it cuts to my watch, and it's 2:58 p.m. And it cuts back to me climbing, and I get to the very top of this beam, and I try
here.
to walk across.
Okay. I was going to say, there's got to be an opportunity in here
Yeah.
for me to test this
Yes,
shit.
yes, please.
So why do you want to walk across this beam so you can catch the shot just on the edge of it? Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
It's a parent's nightmare.
Yeah, this is making me uncomfortable. So let's test this move skill.
That sounds great. Okay.
Is Mick going to die?
Okay. So
Well, is she going to get the injured condition?
it would be my 2 points in move, correct?
It is.
And then is there anything else? Or
Well, that's body.
With your body.
and my body. Okay.
Your base stat.
So it'd be my D6.
6 is quite good.
And can you use your camera to balance on the beam?
Whose side are you on? Actually, I know whose side you're on.
One of us have to get injured at the beginning.
Oh, don't worry.
Can't all
Up
be-
front, right? You know how it is. It's like after you come back from spring break or whatever,
Yeah.
motherfuckers got crutches. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You did something.
You're the cool kid, though.
You didn't just watch TV
Oh, yeah.
like me. Hey, hit it.
Okay. 1-6.
Okay. It is
God.
a near thing. So you've shimmied, you've walked. I mean, how are you out on this thing?
So it's one of those things where you can see a vertical beam sticking up, and that's what I'm trying to make it to.
Yeah.
But there is nothing on either side of me, so
No.
I'm just putting my hands out, trying to balance myself, and I have my camera in one hand, the goop
Well, I
in
was
the
just
other.
gonna say, I actually know it's like Frank West.
He's covered
In
walls.
Dead Rising. Like, I remember the reason that Kiko, one of the reasons that Kiko really bought into the idea of the game was because the main character in that's a photographer, among other things. But he
covered
never
walls.
lets fucking go. He is always holding the lens all the time. And so it's got to be exactly the same thing here. Like, it's complete dedication.
You
like,
can
you
see-
would give your body up
No.
before you let this camera come to harm.
Yeah, and there, like you can see my handprint
Yeah.
in the camera itself because I just have a spot for my hand now.
Yeah, there's like a worn area in the knurling
Yep.
type thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's like there is a point where your right foot is just air. Just air. And so you dip a little bit and then get up. And then you spend the rest of the moment, you spend the rest of your journey along this thing living 1,000 years per second. That's the scale.
That's the scale.
That's
yeah.
the scale.
Yeah.
It's making me very anxious.
And you can see a bead of sweat kind of rolling down my temple, and I am nervous
You're
as
not
well.
touching it.
But I know I have to get this shot.
Right.
So I like to think then I make it to the other end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of myself, and I'm getting this shot, but it switches immediately to me on my bike going through the green light. And I get up to this building, and on the top of the building, what is the local news station called?
KXLY would probably be the
KXLY.
yeah.
Okay. So I come
Oh
up
shit!
to.
You're riding downtown. It's not
Yeah.
impossible.
It's not impossible?
No.
Okay.
If you wouldn't be able to do it all the time to go for karate, but if you had a special thing that you needed to do, you can do it.
Okay, so
You're gonna be home late,
very late.
but you can do it.
And it's worth it. So I then, do you remember the videographer that we met when we were at the
Oh, early
school?
on, yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking to him about his work.
And about opportunities
Yeah.
for mentorship.
Yeah. So I bring out my basically a cassette of what I edited together, and it has.
Oh, it's your reel?
Yeah, and it has very neat handwriting, but you can tell it's definitely like a 14-year-old kid's handwriting still. And I start running up the stairs with my backpack kind of swinging either way with this cassette in my hands. And you can tell that I'm racing to get it somewhere.
Nice. Well, we'll take that. We'll do an episode on that. Like we'll come and focus on that particular moment. But this is just you living your normal life, which for her involves cinematography. Who's next?
Oh, did someone get a skill point?
Oh, move
Cool.
for sure.
All right,
What skill point did you get?
we'll see. Scene with Temo is in the morning. He is sitting with a transistor radio in the quarry,
Oh, sure.
and he's tuning to the mailman's.
Oh, really? Because he doesn't live far away, right?
No.
So the
but
quarry,
he's-
just that area, in my mind, like just north of the
Yeah.
of Happy Haciendas.
And he's listening intently to the show, not necessarily what the mailman is saying, but
Yeah.
the quality of the sound. And it is not the best because it's a pirate radio station and the antenna is not very powerful. So
Yeah.
he listens for a little bit, and then
It's honestly, just for your own purpose, I don't want to interrupt, but I do want to put this in there. As Temo has grown more sophisticated, the amount and the clarity of the signal that comes from the mailman is not amateur.
Oh no, that's what this scene is about.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
This is where we're going. Perfect. So the signal could certainly be better. So
Yeah.
it cuts. Or Temo puts the transistor radio in his backpack and hops on his bike, and that's in the morning.
Yeah.
And it cuts to
Your dad's
early
already gone.
afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And through the unlikely friendship of a AM radio kook and a Hispanic migrant worker.
The classic combo. It's like the Incredible Journey. You know?
We like that show. Like, yeah.
It's a montage of Temo doing various things to this antenna coming off the
Yeah. Here's
top of the mailman's mobile home.
Yeah, so it is. So his primary residence, of course, it's like a jewel in a setting, right? He has, via whatever means, inconceivable, whatever means, he has rented 4 other mobile homes.
His miniature compound.
Exactly. But he does not live in them.
No.
You've never seen him go to any of them. They are completely closed, dark.
Windows are boarded.
Yeah, well, they're not boarded, but they have that
They're
very, very
blackout
shitty
curtains.
curtain closed, right? No, it can't be blackout. Since there's nothing dangerous inside, he
Right.
doesn't need to black them out. They just look really, really bad. Okay. It's going to be like the white background, but like with the pink flower, but there's nothing in the middle of the flower. It's just like the surrounding thing. So yeah, but there's a scene basically from the bright afternoon sun moving into darkness where the lights, like the string lights of the trailer park, begin to illuminate. But it's time lapse. So there's just a Temo in different places, in different positions, on and around, and occasionally he is out front. And there is a taller gentleman with him pointing at things.
Yes.
And occasionally there's just a taller gentleman out front and Temo is up on top and he's drinking a cup of coffee.
But before it gets too late,
Yeah.
after that montage, it cuts back to Temo riding his bike up to the quarry again.
Yeah.
Pulling out the transistor radio, and somewhere in the universe, someone's rolling dice to see if his modifications were
love it.
successful. So I am looking to bump up my calculate skill under tech,
Interesting.
which
I love it.
basically the calculate ability allows me to understand how things work, not so much about manipulating them.
No. Manipulating them is tinker. Calculate, for our friends at home, specifically says figure out robots, machines, magnetrine ships, which as we said is like sort of a maglev type situation. Cyborgs are everyday technology. So
This seems a little bit easier
it's
than the normal.
there's an imaginary quality to calculate. Is the main thing to bring across.
All right, so my tech skill is 3,
It is.
and my calculate is 1. But I would imagine that I would use my trusty hand wrench during this process. So
I
that would add
suspect it will
another
come. I suspect
2
it will
dice.
come in
So
useful.
I'm looking for a success here. And
Already,
maybe-
just a
maybe I will
nightmare.
put them, roll them in the dice tray.
Into Jerry's mouth.
So crisp.
See, I saw one when you rolled before.
Did you?
I saw a 6.
I got 3 5s.
It's like a 6.
Yeah, it's like a
2 ones
6.
as well.
It's heartbreaking, the idea that Timo learned nothing.
Yeah.
After all
There's so much time on it. There was a montage and then just nope, doesn't
I
work.
think I'm going to use a luck.
Yeah.
Please.
Reroll the failed dice.
I mean, this is to get a skill.
Yeah.
That seems like
It's worth putting a point
worth
in.
it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's actually even worse.
That's heartbreaking.
I love it.
So-
There's 2 3s though.
I think it's so cool.
That makes a 6.
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's so cool.
So I turn. So Temo turns on the radio, and the signal is actually a little bit worse.
It's worse. Oh no. It's worse. It's lended a kind of almost like a reverb effect.
Yeah, there's some odd.
Whenever the volume, whenever he gets into his character, it lends it a malevolent, expansive quality.
Wah wah wah.
Yeah.
You can always use your pride.
Sometimes you learn things through failure as well.
No, you
think you should get the point.
No, you actually do. The point still goes. It's not contingent on whether or not you succeed.
Okay.
One learns a lot. And generally speaking, in my life,
From failure.
That's very true.
that's
yeah.
almost it's
Just
the
a
only way.
quiet sob from
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah, exactly. But the worst part is that he's talking about how there's a young man that he is greeting all the new listeners that are coming into the show because a young man helped him improve everything, and so he's singing the praises.
because he would
and
have
it's
no
barely
idea.
coming
how-
in.
Yeah, he would have no. He doesn't listen to his own show.
It's barely coming in, but you do see things. It's the strange hat of antennas and technology that he has up top. It's a commingling of ridiculous sophistication and then almost like forgetfulness. Like while you're up there, if you've ever spent any time fixing technology, or when you were doing game dev at GT, a lot of times you'll find things and you'll be surprised that they work at all.
Yeah.
And that's a routine thing if you're doing service. And you're surprised that it works at all, but you're also surprised to find things that you've never seen before. And there's aspects of it that are well beyond anything you've seen before, tucked alongside wires that are clearly chewed. It's a commingling of high and low art that would be welcome in any museum. Kimberly, it's on you.
It's always on me.
Well, eventually.
Please.
Close us out. Yeah.
Lordy.
So we go to lunch.
Thanks. All right. Well, it's been great. Kimberly is in full glam.
This is the era.
This is the era. This is the moment. This is the day. So she is getting ready for something big, and you can tell she knows it's going to go great. So basically, it's sort of like if you ever saw the whip zoom thing that they do whenever someone's putting their armor on and like some sort of cinchy deal. Only instead of the armor, I am putting on bracelet and ring and lip gloss. Yeah, lip gloss, and it's gross.
Very,
absolutely.
very Guy Ritchie quick cuts.
Yeah, exactly.
It is-
At the very beginning,
Yeah.
I mean, I do have Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle here. It has to be a situation where when it starts, it's like, there's a couple things that I think about Kimberly that maybe not be true. You tell me. I think that Kimberly is at the level where she has her own phone line.
Oh, for sure.
For
Holy
sure,
hell.
right? And I think that she has multiple boom boxes. And I think there's a boombox in the bathroom.
She has a hi-fi and she has a boombox.
Exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
it depends on the day
Yeah.
and the album. But it's like, it has to be the thing where you open it and then you take the tape and flip it around and then put it back in, push it up, and you hit play, and then it has to be Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I am angelic. There is
Oh,
a sort of
glow?
Crisco lens situation. It's almost like an Irving Berlin, you expect me to go waltzing by inside of a bubble kind of deal. Like, it is ridiculous. Every single shot looks a little bit like a glamour shot.
Yeah.
And I am just dolling up, and it is extremely toddlers and tiaras. Anyway, I go swanning out of my house. And then it's a situation where I am center of frame, and I go from the center of my hallway to the center of the hallway at school.
Oh, no.
And as,
Nice, like-
as though I've transported.
Like you turn the corner and then it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And I am 100% just high fashion walking. I am on the Paris runway, on my way to a call board.
oh, I know what this is.
Audition results. And big sign that says, the spring review, it's Rogers. And there's something that says, like, carousel, and it's been, like, hastily pasted over with Rogers and Hammerstein review.
Yeah.
Because someone couldn't get the rights. And it doesn't matter because I'm not looking at that. I am walking right up, and there is a small gaggle of people, and...
No, Kimberly.
Yes.
Should we roll this as though it was what you did during your audition?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
We can do that. And then what would be used?
Well, let's see. What would be the
shall we
best
use
way
in
to do
this?
it? It's going to be... God, what is it?
Oh, and it is important to note that it is this is something that we don't know yet as the viewer, but
Yeah.
this is a new person. Like, the old drama club leader has left, and this is the first time I've auditioned for
Oh,
this
okay.
new
So
person.
that's unique challenges there,
It's a
obviously.
unique challenge. So I'm willing to either roll this straight and then go from there, or...
Let's do it as though that was the role, and then we can move
So
forward.
effectively, I swan up there on sort of like basically a cloud, and
Yeah.
float. There's like a stardust effect that sort of dissipates, and everything is in kind of a soft focus, and then comes into sharp relief as you notice my expression change, and I just stare at it, and I rip it off. I rip off the list. And then you see me slap down the paper on someone's desk and say, "Gilbert, you son of a bitch!"
Fucking Gilbert.
And it is the new teacher, Mr. Gilbert, who I exclusively call by his last name because
Yeah.
that's how they take you seriously.
Yeah.
And Mr. Gilbert does not seem to want any of my bullshit, and we're gonna try and figure out how the fuck that works.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, "What is this bullshit?"
Yeah, exactly. So let's do it this way. So if that's how it turned out,
Yeah.
So someone else has it.
Well, the idea is that my name is not on the list at all.
Indeed. But whose name is?
Does it matter?
It does.
All right.
It does matter.
Do you want to go and get a name from the board?
Oh no, we can't use any of those. Please. I could say it could very easily be Genevieve.
Fucking
I hate Genevieve. Stupid Genevieve.
Yeah, last time there was also some.
Her name used to be Jennifer, and one summer she came back and it was
Still,
Genevieve.
exactly.
Is it a soft G when she said Genevieve?
I don't even care. The fact that she changed it.
That's what's weird, right?
Yeah.
Because recall there was also but Brenna is almost certainly on this list as well.
Yeah.
Because there was some concerns last time there as well. No, but this is definitely
Yeah, we
Genevieve.
thought we had left Brendan for dead last time. That was a concern.
Genevieve.
Yeah.
Genevieve.
Yeah, and like-
Harper. Of course, because it doesn't work, right? Because you have the Genevieve and then you have the Harper.
Oh my God.
there's problems.
And this is the thing. She's Canadian, but she's half Canadian, and she's not from that part of Canada. So that's not fair. She can't
Yeah.
have a French name if she's not from there.
She's not from French Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you are slapping this thing down with Mr. Gilbert.
Yeah.
This would be a great opportunity for a skill. We can just do it right here.
Fantastic.
So this, God, charm. eh.
Oh, and by the way, you get to tell me what skill I'm leveling up
Oh,
here.
for sure.
I have 0.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, empathize would be if you were trying to approach this in a more tactical way.
Yeah.
But charm, lie, befriend, I think that's,
All of them.
yeah.
Every skill at once. Let's roll every
Exactly.
single
Well,
dice.
here. So what are your current numbers in charm and empathize?
So charm, I have a 3. Empathize, I have a 1.
Perfect. Let's go with empathize.
Okay, fantastic.
Because this is ultimately you're doing this with a goal.
Yeah.
Like you want to understand this,
Yeah.
so that you can, you can stave off this sort of pain in the future.
Okay, so let me see. It's 4 for mind, and then 1 more for empathize, correct? That's how we're rolling here. Hey!
Wow, that's a really bad roll.
I know, it's a beautiful roll. Okay, let me explain why. I shouldn't be getting what I want.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is what's correct.
There's no way on earth I should get what I want.
Exactly. So you say, what is this?
Yeah, what is this horse shit?
And he's seated.
He is seated.
He stands up. And he says, Kimberly, come with me. And he walks. So the classroom has a unique access to the theater. It's in this. I literally know about this because I was there.
This is very good.
So this classroom is used for 2 things. It's used for drama, and it's used for debate.
Oh, fun.
It has its own door that accesses backstage.
So it's kind of a green room, but also a classroom.
Exactly,
Nice.
exactly. It functions both, and then of course, night of the show, that would be where people gather. There'd be where the supplies, snacks, things like that. So he walks you out, and stands on the stage, and says, "You didn't earn it."
What does that even mean?
It means Genevieve is doing it, and you're not.
This doesn't make any sense. Genevieve hasn't even been here that long. I have been here my whole life, and I need to get into a magnet program when we move to high school. I need as much exposure as I possibly can get. It's not fair.
He doesn't know how to do this. You think he?
It's like clear all over his face.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh no. He's like, there's so many conversations that come after this that he doesn't want to be a part of.
There's a spot that, yeah.
He's in too deep.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
There's a zit here we don't want to pop.
He says, the way that you get on this stage is by being worthy of the stage. I think you have it, but you didn't have it this time. And as he is saying this, we can sort of see like in the edge of the shot, like between the two of you, the focus changes, and this small theater. There's a larger theater, but there's a smaller theater as well, sort of like their black box type equivalent. And then up the rows of seating in the right door, you can Genevieve is looking in at this exchange, and her smile is incredibly wide.
It's like a Cheshire
Yeah.
cat.
Exactly. All right, so we have introduced all of our characters. We have our points. Now we can start the game proper. So, when you arrive home, defeated. I mean, what's Kimberly's next play here? Like, for her, like in terms of like emotional processing, like this is like a hero's journey type thing. And presumably, this is the underworld, and then
I have died.
right.
We're pretty sure it's over, but nope.
Exactly. So tell me about your emotional journey on your way home.
It's basically, I have the same expression that I was making at Mr. Gilbert the rest of the day. It is presumed that the entire rest of the day I have like a quivering banana, like sort of like weird, like banana in the mouth frown and like a quivering chin, just all the rest of the day. And I'm walking home kind of like this. And then it is the same sort of like match cuts situation where I am exactly the same person standing alone on that stage as standing in the cafeteria with the tray.
Everything else is
every other stage
the
of the
world
day.
is just the set is
Everyone's
being
like
moved.
laughing around you.
Like hundreds, like 1,000 people are just moving the world around
Yeah,
you.
very much.
The angelic corona is noticeably missing.
It is absolutely not there. In fact, it seems as though my hair has fallen, sort of, a little bit like it's flat.
Hair is sad.
The hair is sad. It is sad hair. I have let my hair down in so many ways. And so I arrive home, and as usual, the lights are off, nobody's home. Somebody's on a business trip, who gives a shit. And
No, it's not true.
no, really?
It's not true.
Well, that's how it feels, at least. I feel alone.
No, at first, the
Yeah.
lights off. Your expectation is that you will be able to
Eat all the food in the fridge.
suffer in absolute silence. As you come in the door, darkness, obviously, your old friend.
I've come to talk with him again.
The small table to the left, just inside where one might set a pair of keys, a wallet, purse. There is a 3/4 empty bottle of champagne.
I pick it up. Because why not?
This is
I'm going to look for a glass. I'm not going to drink
better
French.
than I could possibly have imagined.
Yeah.
You see a second one, except this one is just on the floor and appears to be empty.
Okay. I'm still holding this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would
gonna
never take
continue.
that from you.
Yeah, please. I can't. It's
not.
mine. It's for me. Yeah.
I need this right now.
There is another one in the sink that is drained completely, and your father and mother are seated at the kitchen table with full glasses, laughing and, dare I say, canoodling.
Ew.
I don't say anything, and I just keep my eyes on them while I go to the cupboard for a glass to pour my own in. And then as soon as I'm assuming that they're not noticing while I'm doing all of this. Somewhat noisy work.
As they don't notice it opening.
Yeah.
But when it closes, they
shuts,
notice
these
it.
are not a soft.
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
noise.
When they
Into a slam.
It's not the whisper quiet, right?
No.
When it ends, your father, who I needed to name for the purposes of this, we also need a last name for you. That's the ultimate scenario. I mean, I only have Kimberly.
That's the only name she needs.
Oh, for sure.
But I mean, you're allowed to dictate my last name here. All it has to be is something prominent, because I don't ever have to. I'm the sort of person who I've never had to say, "Do you know who my father is?" Because everyone does.
Angelo.
Yeah. Builder.
Fantastic.
Carlin Builder.
Wonderful.
He stands up like a shot. I mean, as though some pneumatic device whose entire purpose is to make a man stand up has been actuated.
I just shot something out of my nose. I was so
And
excited.
he says, young lady.
Sir?
And then he starts to laugh and collapses, says, "Sure, fine. Go ahead. It's good stuff. Here, we have more."
So I finished pouring the obviously flat stuff because I'm 14.
That's trash.
I don't know what I'm
That's
doing.
trash. Yeah.
And I try very coolly to take a sip from like the tumbler because I put it in a whiskey glass. I try very coolly
that's
to
so
drink it
tasteful.
with like a shaking hand because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm being watched. And
Yeah.
this is awkward, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool. And
He says, no, in France, it's just like in France. So I think the kids are drunk morning, noon, and night in France.
I'm like, and I try to chug the whole thing, but I forgot that it's fizzy and it also has that not soda taste.
Yeah, exactly.
And so there's a, but I just sort of glug it down and then just like put it down and make like a cowboy face. Because that's what's expected
Like,
when there's booze.
hitch up your pants a little.
yeah, exactly. You leather a saddle.
Yeah, like
polish it.
I am, I am a very small person, and I'm a short one, and I am trying to look very tall and imposing, and like I might have a gun.
I like to think that frown that you had for that entire shot just turned into a grimace immediately.
Your mother scooches the chair noisily over in your direction, and she says, "Kimberly, your father is drunk."
Okay,
She
because
says,
I've seen this before.
yeah. She says, we'd like you to invite over some of your friends. Maybe that boy.
Right now.
They can celebrate with us. We'll all celebrate together. Something very important happened today. And joy should be shared. Joy is for everyone.
You're so good at this.
Kimberly, joy is for all people. Your name means joy.
My name is Joyce.
In Hebrew, it means joyful one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got me yeah. Okay. Because I have something in my room that says it from someone.
It's like Kimberly to the printout.
I was gonna say it's the brand. It's got like doilies around it.
Right.
So I'm like, it's okay. Like, is it like straight evening right now, or is it?
It's
like,
right after school. So
this is afternoon delight.
Oh yeah. It's like it's time. It's like, but there's still light out.
Yeah.
Spring. I try to map it to the right time, so it's the same kind of color, like the same brightness level.
Sure.
It's
Okay.
One could
like-
conceive. This is not madness. One
Yeah.
could conceivably have a party
Yeah.
in the afternoon.
Sure. Okay. So I'm like, can I know what it is?
She says, yes. Your father did something incredible. Now, not alone. He didn't do it alone. Obviously, some people aren't on the team anymore, and it's very sad. It's very sad for them. It's not sad for us. It's sad.
I think Joe might actually be drunk.
And then she stands up and does that thing where you try to perfect your face so that nothing is revealed. And then she reaches back and tries to get your hand, but is not 100% spatial.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give her my hand because it's upsetting.
And then she leads you into the living room. There are bowls of chips. And I want to make sure you understand we're talking about nacho cheese. We're talking about Cool Ranch. We're talking about cheddar Lays.
All
Flavor Ranch.
dressed. Ketchup chips.
Fuck you. We don't have those chips here, and you know that.
We don't like
exist
Canadians in my family.
in this universe.
Yeah, exactly. Like in this universe, no. It's like
No
no
Canadians. No Canadians in this universe.
That's the divergence point. Yeah.
Only French Canadians.
Just French. It's just French Canadian, and it's just the entire thing.
The whole thing.
As it should be.
And you're talking about, and it's like,
But it's just chips.
no, it's more than that.
Oh Lord. Okay.
She has made some little sandwiches. There is also 2 liters. You have never seen them. It's like someone watched a documentary about youth and their dietary habits, and then tried to recreate it in their living room.
Yeah.
So 2 liters.
Looks like a 55 gallon drum.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's like a science experiment gone awry. And this is like, this is the real. This is not like Dr. Shasta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not Dr. Skipper.
Mr. Thunder.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's the real shit.
Holy cow.
It's the real stuff. And so she goes into the kitchen and then she gets the wireless phone
Yeah.
and then she brings it out. It's not that big.
No, that's a cell phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she brings it out and then she says, boop boop boop, and then she gives you the phone. She's like, we can't eat all these chips.
Okay.
But you notice that beyond the bowls and plates in the corner, oh, this is what you're asking about.
Yeah.
There is something else, something odd. It looks like a novelty present. Like in the same way that one might receive a novelty check for charitable actions.
A giant
right?
bow on a car. Yes.
It's like that. Except the box itself is perhaps 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet. Like it's a substantial covering. And she says, when friends get here, you can open the box. You can't open the box when friends get here. Go on. And then she perfects herself yet again and returns to the kitchen with joy.
I love how every vignette of Kimberly's house is like straight out of Silver Spoons.
Oh, it is. Oh, for sure, for sure. And
it's a nightmare.
It's a place where it's like there's a lot of brass because it looks kind of like gold.
Yeah. We're talking it's the green marble with the brass that kind of looks like gold. Brass and glass. Gotta love it.
Not gold. No. It really isn't.
All it glitters.
But that's the situation. You are ensconced by calories
Yeah.
on every side. You're being flanked.
So I'm gonna call Mick and I'm gonna call Ginger, and I'm gonna tell them to get the rest. And
Call tree.
yeah,
The
basically
AV Club has to have a call
there is
tree.
a call tree, but I always call Ginger first because I'm super focused on Ginger and only Ginger, and then everyone else is like, okay, fine, she doesn't live close to Mick, that's fine, I'll call Mick.
There's no way you
I only have 2
specifically
phone numbers
requested
too. The
Betty.
only 2 phone numbers that I know at all that are in my very fancy performative black book are yours and possibly a takeout place.
Is it safe to assume that when you call me, I have to call everyone else?
Yes.
You know. Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds like that's the deal.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
no, I don't call and then call. I call you both at once
Yeah.
this time.
Okay.
I'm just
Party line.
Wait, so there are 3 of us on this
on
this
Yeah.
call?
On
Yeah.
the video, it's like split.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Voltron.
exactly.
because I've got call waiting. I can do whatever I want. So yeah, I conference
Fuck you.
I conference you both and I can get around anybody.
It's free. You don't even gotta
So
roll.
yeah, I conference you both in, and I don't do any sort of pleasantries. I act like people in movies where I don't say goodbye before I hang up and I don't say hello, it's me. I just go, hey, so
Then you know right away.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm very rude. I'm extremely terrible. So I basically am just like, hey, so I don't have a lot of details, but I need you all to come to my house right this minute because my mom is drunk and my dad is here, and we have chips and they won't tell me what it is until we eat the chips or something. Anyway, can you please come by?
We are going to film 16 Candles 2 today.
No, we're not. We're going
Wait, 2
to
candles?
come over to my house come on, Nick. For Christ's sake. Can
Yeah,
you just
because you want video proof of your parents' trash.
can you just leave
Get it.
Can you just leave the camera at home? You know what? I don't even care.
Of course,
Just get over
I will
here.
definitely leave it at home today.
I don't even with this tone, just Ginger, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I hang up.
I hang up and
There's no goodbye.
rich people are weird. Chips before they tell you things?
I like to think I hang up and I immediately just shove a bunch of film into my pocket.
He's cramming it. You get the biggest coat you can and you're putting everything in here. You become a
So
raccoon.
like just after Ginger's like
Yeah.
saying like rich people are weird to herself, like it cuts to Ginger knocking on my mobile home door. It just fits right in with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a party, we gotta go. It seems mandatory at Kimberly's house.
I walk past
okay.
Betty's door and I just like bang on it and I yell as I walk by, "We're going over to Kimberly's. We're leaving now or never."
Is this a formal occasion?
God.
I'm not answering that.
I'll wear my gi.
Exquisite. Exquisite. So, by hook or by crook, bus bike, parents.
Bike.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're still on the
Scenarios.
same stolen bikes.
Yeah.
I still got mine with the.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim's
Okay.
and I
Whole
definitely
thing.
on bikes.
You all arrive at Shea Builder, I mean, there's polarities here, obviously, but you would describe it as being on the more incredible side of the homes that you've seen in Glen Eden. Very nice. I remember when I was talking about how people north of the Y.
Those people.
Yeah. The brass columns that have like the bulb light type things in the house is like the people who live in it. Like there's just the house has something to tell you.
House is a little drunk.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's tilted to solid 10 degrees.
It's not built on a good foundation.
Right, so there's a chorus, a cascade of ding-dongs at the front. My suspicion is that Betty is focusing her chi.
Yeah, directly upon it.
Like this.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. Ding. No, that's how you punch and corrupt.
Yeah.
This is the young man's karate.
No. And then you go for the kick. Think better of it.
Yeah.
Put the foot back down.
Yep.
Go back to this. This is working.
Horse stance.
Oh my god.
I know all about that stance,
Oh
man.
man. So
I say to you, Betty, you're in my shots. Betty, get out of my
Yeah,
shots.
just fist.
I know who it is, but I'm gonna look through the little peephole anyway. And I see your camera, and I just so I open it very grandly because it opens out. It's not a well-built house, and absolutely, this is the McMansionest of McMansions, and I basically live in hell. So I open it, and it opens outward, and I try as much as possible to swing out into your shot and be like, "Could you not?"
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right in the middle of the shot.
Oh yeah, like I'm actually like in the lens. Like, could you not?
I say, Kimberly, you know you're the star of my show. You get it. You know you are.
I've fallen for that before, and I'm not going to do it again.
All right,
This
all
is
right.
ridiculous.
I put it down.
This is my house.
Twice at least.
Like, come on.
So just very.
And I just sort of like, come on. So,
Exactly.
I just walk back in.
Say, as everybody comes in, your mom like grabs your dad's hand and says, "Have fun," and they go up the stairs.
I immediately turn the hi-fi in the hallway on because I know what's coming up there, and I don't want to hear it.
Turn up the value.
Yeah.
So it is. God, I don't know if Fame is out, but something on that level. It is Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, there we go.
We're gonna do Kenny Loggins. Yeah. Kenny Loggins, and we're just gonna as big, and it's gonna be something like on the spectrum of Heaven Helps the Man,
Yeah, it's
because
great.
it needs to be loud and really sad.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, who wants some champagne?
It's like there's all the 2 liters out, and you're like, no, I got something else.
I've had this before.
I'm 14.
Me too. Come on.
She's that friend. She's that friend.
I'll get some champagne.
No. There's 2 liters everywhere.
This seems arbitrary. Why can't I have
It's
it?
real soda. It's not even Dr. Thunder.
Is it caffeinated?
I don't care.
Deeply.
Maybe I should call my mom
Don't.
and dad.
Please don't use the
No,
phone
I'll get
right
some.
now.
I'll
Don't
get
use
some
the
of that
phone.
caffeine.
Just don't use the phone right now. That's another thing that's part of the don't worry about.
Okay, how about this? I get to take some.
Emma's just eating.
I was going to say, this is as like I've taken something out of the ice bucket that was of course
Yeah.
out.
I
I've
started
taken something out and I
negotiating with
popped
you,
it.
and I'm like, as long as I can get some footage of today, then I won't call my parents. Deal?
You can't film me drinking.
But they're not gonna know it's real.
I don't care. You can't film me drinking.
It adds the authenticity.
I can't be in the shot if I'm drinking.
All right. But
And I hand you
later,
a flute. Because I've since learned that this is how you serve it.
I grab it like
glassware.
completely around.
Yeah,
and
you
I-
hold it like
goblet?
Oh, like a peasant.
like a
Yeah.
snifter. And then
I'm
I
like,
hand you one as well. And Timo, I'm like,
No, thank you.
and then I just have 2.
No, it works.
No. get him.
And
So,
Tema's just
yeah, exactly.
puts Betty's arm down.
Yeah, just like keep like, come on. And so I have two champagnes. So I'm like, so you're probably wondering why I gathered you here today.
It's very Agatha Christie.
And so I'm standing there like in front of this thing with the bow, and I'm just like, you're probably wondering why I've gathered you here today. Me too, I guess. My dad has discovered something, maybe, or I don't know. I have a gift, and I try to chug it again. I go, and I just sort of put it down, and it's like
in the background, I had the time of my life from Dirty Dancing comes on. High five.
yeah, exactly. No, there's a whoop 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 of Barry White up there, and I'm just like,
No. I have to calibrate this.
yeah. And
You need like the sympathetic vibration that will cancel out Barry
I was
White.
gonna say, and hopefully Temo just knows and is like turning it up as well, and I'm just like, thank you.
Oscillator.
So okay, I guess this is what this is, and so I'm going to pull the cloak off of
It's
this.
it's very near the television.
Very good.
To be clear, you don't have champagne in your hand anymore, yes?
I have one champagne. I've gone from 2 to 1.
Yeah, half.
Yeah.
So you remove the box. So it's like it's over-engineered. Like every part of this has been over-engineered on every axis.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to remove the top of the box, but the rest of the box itself has no bottom. So then that also gets removed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very stagey.
It's decorative. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's so that if we have to reset the shot, we don't have to.
And what you see inside of it is a blue-black cylinder that stands perhaps just under 2 feet tall. And it appears in some ways to be a replica of the loop. So we haven't covered those too much since the first episode, but it's one of the things that sets Spokane apart. It's this, like other cities on Earth, Malmo, Sweden, it is the vanguard of the future. Even small towns can rise to the global stage, essentially, right? And they can do that via the use of this loop. The loop is not even a mile away from the high school. It dominates the skyline out there. And this looks like a scale model of it, except underneath that central light is a logo that you recognize instantly as the Atari logo. So it almost looks as though there's a golf ball that's been placed on a very elaborate tee. But the tee itself is made up of a sort of like rainbow LED color, and it's constantly flowing into the central eye. And as you've removed everything, it's continuously like energizing it until it's getting brighter and brighter, until the eye fills up as a single orb, and the television crackles on. And then on the screen itself, you can see it mirrors the front of the device. The rainbow is flowing up into the single orb. And then below that it says Atari Eidolon. So this is clearly some video game shit.
I'm taking a long, pensive sip of, because I'm slowly learning how to do this, a long, pensive sip of my champagne and just going, just like sort of like letting it go like this very, very like.
Yeah, lots of, it's in the same way that it's like, it's impossible to really know what your parents do.
Yeah.
You have no idea what your dad does.
No, not at
You
all.
know that he works with technology, and you know that he has done work, near and around the loop, but you weren't aware that it had like consumer applications.
Yeah.
You didn't know he was working on a toy,
Yeah.
basically. And he seemed way more excited about this than you would be about a toy.
Yeah.
A baby's toy.
Yeah, for children.
Yeah.
Like, I did think this was going to be a huge doll. And
You invited a lot of people.
yeah, like I did think it was just going to be a fancy porcelain doll again, and I'd have to be like, I'm sorry, let's get drunk.
Yeah.
But with it on, like, do I see any sort of like controls of any kind or something that would be an application, or is it literally just here's a monolith?
Yeah, here is the monolith, and then here is the, something like an echo of it on the screen itself. But as you walk in front of the television, there's sort of almost like a hazy outline of. It takes you a little while to figure out, but it's basically like you can see where it is, like where your champagne glass is and where your other hand is. It knows where these are.
Okay, so I have some amount of proprioception as far as
Yeah,
that
yeah,
goes.
exactly.
So I'm going to, watching it, put the champagne on the mantle, which
Okay.
is to the side of the very large. And I'm going to go like this because she stays her camera out. And, you can't reach the mantle. I refuse. I refuse to accept it.
Let me roll.
No! Lord, come on. Because honestly, I would just stop what I'm doing and be like, no, you are not getting drunk in my
I don't think
house.
you even need to look around. You just put it down, you walk in, and you go, Betty, no.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. I just,
Unconsciously, you're rolling up a pavement.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
You look down to know.
it's a whole thing. Like,
But you can. But it's just like as it.
so,
It so
yeah.
clearly recognizes
Yeah.
where you are in space that either some function of the device or just the genuinely, surveillance oriented nature of this, like a shock just like runs up the hairs in your arm.
I'm going to pull back my
It's
hand.
little, yeah, it is. This is fucked up, for lack of
Yeah.
a better term.
And so I'm going to look at it after it shocked me and then just sort of like, and just lean into the idol and go, hello? Is there any
Yeah,
reaction?
absolutely. There's a little blink, a small bell sound, and the screen sort of like flips as though it's on like a placard, very slowly, delectably, and on the other side, it just lists demos.
What's the list of demos?
The list of demos is Band, Flight, and Soulmate.
I'm going to choose flight. And so do I just say, I'm looking around like, anybody want to?
Yeah,
I just go,
Karate.
yeah.
flight.
Karate.
No, but it's like.
Yeah, but it's like it's getting
flight,
too
it's like
Yeah.
flight is like it's kind of like it's ceasing to be gray and like getting brighter, and then with the karate it goes,
yeah.
then it
As-
gets a little bit brighter. No,
And so then I'm just like, flight.
absolutely. It begins to, after a few seconds cogitation, you can see something that looks like it sort of starts at the loop, like you're looking down over the loop. But like it's from your visual perspective, you're almost like hovering over that part of the map.
So I'm going to lean a little forward and see if my
It
perspective
it
changes.
responds with great alacrity to any movement that you make outside of your axis, and it keeps up flawlessly.
So I'm going to make a swimming motion.
Yeah.
Because dream.
So then it starts to pause and sort of like the movement becomes like more throbbing
Yeah.
as it goes through, and there is an appreciable warmth. A fan inside the device
Yeah.
begins to clatter a little bit.
So I'm just turning around. I'm like, are you seeing this?
What's the fidelity of the image?
The fidelity of the image, I would say, in terms of a description, is. See, I mean, back then, even in the 90s, you'd have like pterodactyl, like very chunky. This, I would say, this is about Xbox One
Okay.
tier. And you don't know how it's happening in this device.
Like Xbone or original Xbox?
Xbox.
Okay. Cool. So I mean, yeah, it's bonkers.
No, yeah. You're sailing over this place. You can go to the Y downtown.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the loop. I'm gonna try and like go down, like figure out how to go down. So I like crouch a little.
Anywhere else you try to get low,
Yeah.
you can. The loop is almost like it has a
It's like one of
Like the magnet
visible-
sphere.
yeah, exactly. The loop you just sort of bounce off of it once you try to get too much detail.
So I'm gonna fly over our school. And see
Yeah,
if
it's not far away. I mean, it's
Yeah.
less than a mile south.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it off.
Yeah, you're just be like, no, I'm flying to our school and I want to see if I can like fly like into a window or something.
You can't fly into a window, but even as you peek into the window, you can see sort of like 2D representations, like little, like almost like 2D puppets, just like
Come on, Kimberly, this is just a demo, all right?
Okay, I don't know how to
bouncing
get out.
around.
I don't know how to make it stop.
When you say stop, it slowly turns around like a secret door
Yeah.
and returns to the main menu.
And so I'm gonna turn to everybody else. Does anybody else want to try?
We should check out the quarry to see how it's mapped out.
And that's not a game. You've got.
Quarry.
Does it do anything?
Quarry game.
Because we can fly around town, right?
Okay, soulmate.
Right. Soulmate begins to slowly, even more slowly than the last one, begins to turn around. And then once it finds its thing, it looks like it's almost like it's hyper cheesy but period appropriate, sort of like a dream date type thing. It's a soulmate, but like it's two hearts.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Pastels.
And then it says, and then below it says choosing player. But the way that it's doing it, it's like one of the letters all the letters are white, but then one of the letters at a time is pink, and it's just going.
Is Chuck Woolery involved? Love connection.
No. And so then there is a little cameo in the upper left-hand corner of Temo's face. And then there's a heart in the middle that's sort of like boom, 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 boom. And after a few cycles of this, it shows the Pinbot arcade machine, where imagine the entire pinball machine is down here, but on the back there is a silver robot woman.
Oh my god.
Look this up online,
Yeah.
and you can feel about that however you like.
So I just like turn the table like, ooh, you're into girls? Because that's the only joke.
No,
I have.
it's just like the little antennas coming out. The score is all it's a lot, and it's just getting closer and closer to this android face.
Oh,
Emma likes
Emma
Martians?
gets like beat red and just like looks off to the side, just examining some of the decor.
I can't believe Emma likes Martians.
And then the little round corner says Pinbot. And then it says choosing next player, and it goes back. One letter is pink at a time. Shows Mick's face in the upper left-hand corner.
I squeal.
And then the background goes from gray to black. And then a tasteful image of Steven Spielberg. Like framing out a shot behind him like this. And then in the lower right-hand corner it says Steven Spielberg.
Ooh. You like old guys.
You got the camera, and it's like here, and there's a lot happening.
This is great. I love this. Do me.
Did you get that on camera?
What was that?
Did you get that on camera?
I did, but I was so taken aback that my camera slowly just down.
You messed up the shot.
Choosing player, pink. Maybe perhaps a couple more this time. Upper left-hand corner. Kimberly Builder. Doesn't say that, of course. It just has a picture. And then the background goes black, gray, and then you see a woman shaved, like brown hair, shaved sides, army surplus, green jacket, dark pants, loose belt, and in the lower right-hand corner it says Tara Frazier.
And I just say, stop. It's broken.
It takes a while to stop. It
Yep.
takes perhaps
It's probably a prototype.
9 seconds to
It's
stop.
fine. This is okay.
I think
What
I
else?
was right about.
No, we don't. No, you like human women. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. What was race? Right. The other one was called racing. We want to do racers, right?
I
We want to
wanted
go
to
to the
do
quarry. Okay. Okay.
So I'm just
Okay.
curious about when they mapped out the town.
No,
I need to know
me
the
too.
date on this.
You're so right. You're so right. You're so right. Well,
And then
now you wanna do the
you
card?
swear, as you were shouting at this thing to stop, you swear that she looks at you, directly at you, before the screen
I look at me or
blanks
she
out.
looks at me?
She looks at you.
okay. So I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Fine. And I just go and find the champagne that I've left and just continue. Who else wants to play? Anybody else want to play?
Do we know who
Yeah, do we
Tara
recognize that?
Fraser is?
That name does not ring a bell.
So no one at the school.
Do we notice that this person looked at Kimberly?
If you were looking at the very last second, as opposed to like at your friend's reaction or just trying to be a person under these circumstances, then it's entirely possible that you would have a strange, odd sensation of observation. Yes.
Okay.
Didn't look at you.
Yeah.
Is Kimberly her regular type of befuddled, or is this a whole new level?
We can ask Kimberly directly.
I am beet red, and I am
I would like you to please check the
Yeah.
upset and scared conditions.
for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Like this is like a deep
Yeah.
radio wave
I'm.
sounding.
There's normally an element of, like, there's a flourish to everything. I'm the sort of person who raises her hand like this. So, like, yeah, like, there's a lot going on usually, and this is down to, like, basic stuff, and I'm just like, cool, well, who wants to go next? I'm gonna go get some water. And I just, like, it's very bad.
It's trying, so it's turning, and then it sort of like stops halfway, where she's not really visible, and the menu isn't really visible, and it just kind of jitters there for a while. It doesn't actually reset.
So I've
So
finished my champagne,
it's
and I've filled it
held
with water.
in
Yeah.
perpetuity.
Great. Great.
So have you left the room at this point?
I am like going to the kitchen, and I have finished my champagne, and I'm filling with water, and I am drinking that water, and then I'm going to find more champagne and bring it over.
Who has known Kimberly the longest in the group?
I think we all met her at the same.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
the time.
guess I'll
everybody
say
joined
that.
the class.
Everybody in the
Yeah.
club.
So there's no like,
Data.
no one knew her
Yeah,
when you
I
were
mean-
super young and then reconnected here or anything
Right.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would like to follow you into the kitchen because I'm so used to being the person to capture you, and the fact that you won't
Oh,
let
no,
me,
this is a
I
nightmare.
know that something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I say to you, I know that you're a little freaked out right now.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
The way I'm saying this is like, imagine you
I'm
know
just
when you walk,
dehydrated. It's fine.
you know when you walk into a house and you see this super creepy painting of some old person in your family.
Is this your house?
No,
we talking about your
I'm
house?
just talking about like fancy places that might have fancy paintings of old people.
Like on TV.
A museum.
Like
And
on
or
TV.
movies.
And yeah, well, maybe it's one of those things where the eyes just kind of follow you around. You know what I'm saying?
What are we even talking about?
You know,
Like at
It's fine.
Disneyland.
I'm fine. And
On
so
a mansion.
I'm fine, and it's
Timo
fine.
comes in. Yeah, on a mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been to Disneyland.
or like you know how when you have a doll and you feel like its eyes are just following you?
Yeah.
It could be something like that. Something normal.
I'm not even.
So
I'm not
Mick
even
is
saying
completely not concerned with the same part that Kimberly's concerned about.
anything. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna grab the rest of the bottle that I had put back in it, the ice, and now I'm going to drink it from the bottle.
So I need to know what does your father do?
And I finished my swig, and I
Yeah, real time
There's
sweeps.
like Benny in the background. Karate! Karate!
Karate.
Karate.
Does anybody else want to play? He does. I don't know. He does. We've done stuff for. He goes to work in an office. He works in an office,
Do you know
and
where?
his office.
Yes.
That's where he works.
That's
Do
where.
you know where the building is?
I
Do it
can't-
on the flight thing.
I, I don't know where he works. He just sort of goes to work. I don't know. He goes to work. He's out of town so much. I never see him. It's fine. Okay. Let's open up the whatever else we've got here.
Temo is examining the Eidolon.
He should.
Obviously,
like it.
because he would. So he's into
The heat is intense. Every 10
Yeah.
seconds or so, there's a red flash
okay.
on the central light. You're not sure if it's fucked up in some way.
What sort of cabling is involved with this device?
So it has a thick trunk of cables that goes to the back of the television. RF switch box. Bam! It's also connected to the phone line, which is kind of odd. I mean, you've seen that like with a modem or something like that.
Yeah.
But you've never seen that with something like a toy.
Oh, just examining.
It also plugs into 2 separate outlets. So it has a close outlet, and then it has an extension cord that runs like around behind the couch, under a rug, and then into another outlet.
And like the heat, is it like? Do I have to step back, or does Temo have to
it's
step
not,
back?
No,
from
it's
it,
not painful.
or- okay.
But this thing is fucking working.
It's that weird
Okay.
hot plastic heat.
Yeah. The phone rings downstairs.
I'm going to answer it. Build a residence.
It's me,
Lucky?
Tara.
Hi.
Why did you turn it off?
What do you mean?
I mean, we found each other. Why would you turn it off?
I hang up. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's terrifying.
I'm good at that.
I'm good. And I do the thing where I like look at it and I hang up.
Yeah, exactly, like in the 80s.
Yeah, it's very much just like this is something weird.
Just as someone, we always did stuff like that. We were always like, whoa, and then putting stuff away. So like, you can't at the fridge.
not look.
Ah!
You gotta
Like,
look
no, it's fucking, it's crazy. You look at a sock, what? No.
I remember when
Close
they
that drawer.
outlawed it in 1992. They told us to stop looking in horror at our fridges. Fridge horror was outlawed.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Who was that?
Nobody at all. I'm not sure. I think it was a telemarketer. They always catch you during dinner.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, they really do. They really do.
It's like they know when you're about to sit down, and then your family's like, "Don't get the phone. It's probably telemarketer."
Yeah.
And you say, "But what if it's not?" And then it is.
And it's like I can't buy a timeshare. So I just like making that noise. I like stride to the living room and grab a bowl of chips, and I walk. I'm looking at the thing the whole
Retract.
time. I'm grabbing like 2 bowls of chips, and I'm just gonna walk back to the kitchen away from the eye.
I walk with you into the kitchen.
So Betty is currently, she's looked around, she has assessed the quality of the goods in this house and has realized that it is a true bounty.
Oh, is she back?
yeah,
Has karate been placed to the side?
Yeah, has picked.
Guess who's back?
Geese are very baggy, so you can just
Yeah,
shove a lot.
well,
of
that's it. She's grabbed something and she's gone to put it in her pocket and gone. No,
It's the ultimate irony.
no.
Yeah, tie the belt very tight.
Yeah.
Storage here.
Just get a little chunky.
So now she's got like a
Literal
kind of just big lumpy
There's
gee.
an odd gap here.
Yeah.
So I just
Exactly.
I'm now mechanically just forcing them into my mouth because I need to chew something. And so I'm like, you having fun? Try one of these. It tastes like, and I'm mushing it in my face. I'm like, "Have some sour cream."
Oh, okay, great. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just really hungry. You know
Okay.
how it gets. How it gets.
Yeah, I've been there.
And it's fine. It's fine.
There's a few steps.
It's down my front. It's real bad.
Heavy. Chip.
shit.
There's a chip carpet.
Oh yeah. There's a grease here.
Oh yeah, a sluice. So there's a few heavy steps at the top of the stairs, and then you see the person you assume to be Kimberly's father come down, and he adjusts his glasses quick, and he says, "You're Temo, right?"
Yes,
He says, "What do you think?"
it is very neat.
Yes.
Although it's very hot.
And he sits down. He sits down cross-legged. He sits down cross-legged in front of it, and he says,
He likes you.
"Just for now, right now, it's getting a lot of its processing power. I got to make this as 80s as possible. It's getting a lot of its process cycles directly from the loop. You know the loop is attached to the power grid directly.
I just nod like I do know.
Yeah, exactly. And he says we can access that kind of computing power, unparalleled computing power, even in the home. Now, obviously, this is a toy. It's a very good toy, but think about it. Every home, a computer. Imagine if there were a computer in every home in America. Imagine what we could accomplish.
It's very exciting.
Imagine what new novel forms of work we could develop. We'd never have to leave work. Think about that.
I'm gonna walk up and say, Mr. Builder.
Yes.
What exactly do you
Hello.
do? Hello. Oh, sorry. My name's Mick. Nice to meet you.
What exactly do you do?
Well, I
That's
would
a hell
say
of a
that I am.
Do you have a moment?
I've been looking forward to finding this out myself.
There's like a smudge on the left side of the cylinder that he is dutifully. He wipes it with his hands and it seems to make it worse. So then he like kicks off one of his shoes and gets his right sock, and then nods in a self-satisfied way. Now he's begun to. He says, "Yes, please continue."
I would say that I am an aspiring film director, and I am going to make your daughter famous someday.
He says, "You're either a film director or you aren't. Maybe you don't have a body of work behind you, but if you're a film director, young lady, you're a film director."
Excuse me, sir, but I don't really have a portfolio to show you or anything. If you'd like one, I could get one.
Reel.
Sorry, excuse me. A reel. I don't have a reel to show you currently, but if you'd like to see one, I completely understand. It is quite impressive.
He says, "Sure."
But that doesn't answer my question, sir, Mr. Builder.
He says, "Well, what do you want to know?"
I would like to know.
You've found me in a talkative mood.
I kind of look around and I say, I need to know exactly what you do and why you have this item.
He says, "You would have to fill out so many forms for me to answer these questions. Don't tell anybody what I'm about to tell you, okay?"
Okay, and then I zoom in on his face.
But he says, no.
Is this a scenario where you discover that your friend's parents are actually kind of cool? Despite everything they
In the
say
movie,
about them.
in the movie, exactly.
My parents are the greatest.
They might be.
They're drunk at like 5:30 in the evening.
exactly.
That's definitely cool.
They're celebrating. He's like, no.
Okay, off the
Can't
record.
be off the record.
Yes,
Director.
sir. Yes, sir. I put the camera down.
He says, "What do you want to know?"
Well, why do you have this piece of technology?
Well, this is obviously a test device. This is the first functional prototype with our collaboration with Atari. You know Atari.
Of course.
It's our first real collaboration. A lot of the loop technologies, they're not customer facing. Do you know that term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
get
face
it.
the
Like,
customer.
you know, but if we can't have this in every home right away, and this is just a prototype, aren't we concerned about any potential problems it might have?
I do think that cowards are concerned about the ramifications of these fundamentally democratizing technologies. I think that if you don't want the future that we're designing, you're welcome to pound rocks together.
Sir, I appreciate where you're coming from, but you're throwing around a lot of terms that I believe you're using just to make me feel as though, you know, I'm inferior to you.
I would be happy to use words of any syllable count you require.
Betty is currently trying to find some rocks to pound together.
You have to go out. You go out the back and like right out back. They have to have like the Zen garden.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, yes.
And there's
like with the rake.
and is in horse dance just
Yeah, exactly.
like this is great.
While they're having this conversation, Temo is like behind Mr. Builder,
Yeah.
trying to figure out like the best place to put some vent ports. Or,
Yeah, exactly. But do you want to use it? Do you want to
Sure.
assess it? Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
We know what skill we're trying to use.
what skill would it be?
But it'd be the one you trained earlier.
Oh, calculate.
You're just trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah, just trying to figure it out. So I wouldn't be using the. So I think I got 2 there, so 3 tech, and it's 5. I wouldn't be using a wrench for this process.
I hope not. Yeah. The percussion opportunities.
Oh, hey!
Just get a dingle hopper.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
1.
That's a 1.
Yikes.
What is that symbol? All right. Well,
I mean, the explanation. I mean, it's
It's
not
a
hard
very
to It's not
advanced
hard to
device.
figure out.
Yeah.
That's why no 6s were rolled. We're talking about everything about it. Like you've seen computers, like the nice computer you have in the AV club. It's like a gray brick.
yeah, looks decades behind whatever this is.
Yeah, whatever this scale model. I mean, you don't know what it is inside. You don't know if it echoes the towers. I mean, you don't know if it's just a design, just like a marketing thing. Obviously, trying to leverage the power of the loop for marketing would be pretty potent.
Well, it still continues.
You don't even know how it would open. Like it is just like an obsidian idol that has somehow been dropped into the middle of this American living room.
I say to him, Mr. Builder, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Let's restart. Let's just say that us as a group, we are part of what is our high school name?
Meat High.
Yeah.
Mead High. We are part of the Mead High AV Club, and this is technology that is, it's a pioneering piece of technology that I think would be really interesting for us to explore more of. And I, as someone who is very new to learning this kind of technology, think that it would be very beneficial if we were to maybe get a tour of your facility to see how this is made.
He says that would also require a lot of signing.
I mean, I think our parents would sign off.
He says, I can talk to my people who will talk to their people.
That would be lovely. And as
I don't know
Kimberly's
what will
good
happen.
friends,
I don't know what will happen.
I think that this would really take our club to the next level.
He says, well, we can at least start with, we can, I'll tell you what I can tell you here. If we can do a tour of the facility, maybe that'll happen eventually. But he taps a couple times on the eye on the front, and he says, this is our best trick. This eye right here.
And what isn't?
Well, it's like a regular eye in a lot of ways.
So you basically have a surveillance system within your house?
Now, listen, but why would we do it? Why would we surveil? In this case, we surveil so that we can deliver joy to the consumer with a sweet, never before seen experiences of digital nature.
I'll take some sweets.
You just appear like out of a trash
Yeah.
can. Like from behind the couch where the door is not.
Tell me how this benefits your family.
He says, well, there are people who are very lonely, and we have preliminary mechanisms. I can't go into a lot of the details, but I think that within a couple of years we could provide even companionship, even basic companionship
And the world becomes more isolated than it
to
already
people
is.
without it. I think that you have to talk to the people who have experienced these technologies, and ask them if they feel more isolated, or ask them if they've never found a human being that they can connect to in the way they can to our products.
You're taking relationships away from us, Mr. Builder.
This is great. He's like, he turns his beam, he turns the eye over to Temo, where he thinks he'll be able to get a superior result. And he says, like I was saying, this is our trick. He says, it sees, but it doesn't see Well, it also sees like we see, but it also sees other things. He says it has a radio. Imagine that this eye can project out into space, know space, and even know a little inside objects. Full simulation. Any place you put one of these, we can recreate the environment digitally. And that's why it's great. And then
Shove it in the kid's face.
I was very, very impressed.
Temo is sold.
Yes.
He'll buy 3.
And I was like, oh no, Tema was sold as soon as you took
I was
the
gonna
curtain
say.
off.
I was gonna say. Temo saw it and was like,
so it's
love.
it is now it's late enough that people need to start heading home unless they want to get into big trouble. Something to consider.
I decide to leave, but as I'm leaving, I say, Mr. Builder, I expect that you've seen, you know of a Mr. George Orwell. That's all I will say.
As this has been happening, I've been sitting here silently eating chips, and Ginger has been dutifully just trying to like say words to me so that I will respond. But I will just stare. I'm just staring off into space, and as that's happening, there's just tears, and I won't say anything.
You look at the microwave. The time, like I said, it's starting to get late. It's about right now. It's probably like 8. I mean, it's late. You're gonna be late getting home. And then it starts to blink 12, and then it says, "Talk to me."
And so I'm just sort of, again, like, I'm doing sad eating. So sad eating happens, but it's okay, there's no more chips. And they've been gone for a minute. And so I just, like, wipe it on my pants and go, are you seeing that?
Seeing what? Is it still there when I look up?
It's 8:02.
And am I still seeing it?
No, it's
Do you have like streaks of mascara and like clumps of foundation on your
It's
chin?
disgusting.
it's just like the channels.
It is disgusting. And there's chip mess right here.
Oh no!
Oh my! I've not been.
That's how you can tell, is because you let it get
you
to
gotta
that.
let it
Yeah, there's this. I've wiped here. I've wiped here. It's just
You have
bad.
chips and found in makeup just all over everything.
This is the worst we've ever seen.
I look like a gorgon. And so I'm just looking up and I'm like,
What is it? It's 8 o'clock. It's kind of late.
can you stay over?
I mean, yeah.
I can't be alone right now. And I think the microwave is talking to me. And I don't know what to do. And I don't know what to
I pour you some water.
It's time to switch.
Yeah. I don't know what to do, and I know it shouldn't know. It shouldn't know what it knows, but it knows it, and I don't.
What knows?
The eye. The eye knows. It saw me, and it saw something that I haven't told anybody. And I haven't told anybody because I can't, and because she can't. And then she called me, and it was weird, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm just sitting there looking like a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
And it's just,
So the volume is increasing in here,
Right.
and then in the other room, you've delivered your stunning Orwell ordinance.
Straight through the heart.
Yeah, exactly, and you're to blame. And then, like halfway up the stairs, he says, "You'll never know what people gave up to make that thing." And then he finishes his.
Wait, I want to say to him before you go, Mr. Builder-san,
Fuck off.
thank you for these karate rocks.
as he's walking up the stairs.
I'm fuming because he had the last word.
And now he's gone. You can't go up there. That would be even weirder.
Oh yeah. You know you don't go upstairs in someone else's home.
There's special space.
No.
I'm keeping these.
I thought you were going to ask for a karate demo.
No, I was thanking for my karate rocks. It was a good exercise.
No, you can
Karate.
be stronger.
Yeah.
Consider karate as
I walk
a
in
mode.
into your room or into the space where
Yeah,
you guys
the
are. Are
kitchen.
you guys in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. So
breakfast nook.
I walk into the kitchen and I say, "Look, I know this is quite upsetting right now, but we have a lot to figure out."
I'm like hugging
Also-
her and she's sobbing.
Yeah, I am just everything. And there's chip trash.
Yeah. I
everywhere.
look
Ants.
around. Oh no, I don't look around yet.
Yeah.
And I say, we need to make sure that our buddy at the quarry is okay and that they weren't mapped out in this whatever simulation this dystopian future is. And then I pause for a minute and I look around you and I see all the crumbs and I'm like, what is going on?
And I look up and I'm all red and sweaty and upset. I'm like,
This is why your heart attribute is a 2.
so true.
I go, Nick,
Able to
read a room.
I love it.
Let's talk about the quarry another day. I know that you care a lot about it, but maybe not.
And I just have my head down and doing the weird like heave thing where it's not making words.
All I'm saying to you right now is that this is larger than us. This might affect the world.
Mick,
Temo tells Mick, I was in the quarry yesterday and the dog is fine.
Okay.
Here, but when you cast your mind back, to the quarry, and it was a full day of effort.
Yeah.
And like I said, interspersed inside the hat over the mailman's command bunker, his remote secret location. Like I said, it's a commingling of just like forgetfulness, apparently, Radio Shack horse shit, and legitimately bonkers stuff. And prototypical early stuff. And you remember seeing on more than one of the larger slabs the name James Fraser,
Okay.
spelled the same as the screen.
and I think
It just strikes you as it's
a few
just
of us have some
odd.
cheers as well, so we're like,
Yeah, exactly. So you're already starting to use the emoji.
Hey, baby.
exactly.
Decades,
Playing.
decades before there was even such a thing.
Yeah.
Advanced.
That's the future part of this future world.
Yeah.
Man, imagine if Frasier happened earlier.
Imagine if
What an
Frasier,
incredible
You know?
divergence point for a timeline.
What if we heard the music
What a
earlier?
fork.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next part, of course, because Tales from the Loop isn't classically linear. Obviously, the loop itself is linear.
It's a loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But in terms of how time moves, that's the other thing I was going to mention from the beginning information. You can choose a scene. You can actually say, "We go here, and this is what happens," and then I just help you run that scene the way that you want to run it. But now that we've sort of resolved the first part of this, you can continue here. It can be, we can move on until morning. People can explore their own leads if they want to. They can collaborate with the other kids. I just want to make sure that you, because I feel like I fucked that up. So
Are we on spring break right now, or are we?
yeah. This is basically
So we can just be loose in the world.
you can run free
Cool.
for a few days at least.
Okay.
Well, I'm Mick's head of security. for her like outside broadcast operations. So I'll be wherever you are.
That sounds great.
Arms folded,
That sounds great.
horse stance.
Either arms folded or horse stance.
I'm sure Mick
So-
is just
Thrilled.
happy as a
She's really thrilled, yeah.
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 So in the aftermath,
That's how Betty is justifying the Mick. You have to take Betty with you.
And it's like, but you finally have a context in which that's ennobling.
Yeah, it's like you have to take me with you
To be
Horse
safe.
stance.
I say, you can follow me around, but don't say anything. Don't look at me. Don't make any noises whatsoever.
I'll be looking for
I want
threats.
to know that you're not here. That's what I want to feel. I don't want to feel your presence.
the most ideal bodyguard you never even noticed that.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay.
Well, different page. Same thing written on it.
I like this scene. We can just have this.
Yeah. That's our new show.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's our spin-off. The siblings' trouble.
I go to my mother and I say, Mom.
You head home.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
is much
this
later.
scene is fucked.
Yeah.
We're all
Oh,
friends.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So.
Star wipe.
Yeah.
Good. A star wipe.
It ends with read the room.
And we took the one back to Kimberly's, right?
Yes.
Okay. So.
I was in the basket.
I like to think that I leave Kimberly's house and I ride directly to Video A Go Go to rent a few different films on dystopian futures and to do some studying, obviously. And I am just very, very upset.
Yeah. So you work there. You can take home up to 3 movies.
Up to 3. Oh, it's a good deal.
Up to 3. Now you have to bring back the other 3. You can't take out like 3 and then like 3 again.
Okay.
But that's
One of the
fine.
3 is the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I haven't returned the other 3, and as I'm talking to the manager, I'm like, you know me, I'll bring it back.
He's like, okay, as you're grabbing the
Yeah, I just constantly have 3 rented out.
as you're grabbing the stack of the sandwich of VHS tapes, he's like, I checked them out to you, but our whole system's on the fritz.
Even better, they're not even gonna know it's gone.
He's like,
The manager.
just write it down. He's like, he gets a little notepad, tears off a sheet, puts it down. Just write down the date and the times. I'm gonna hold you to it. We had somebody who worked here. I think that they started their own other video store.
How could they
Exactly.
turn their back on Video Go Go like that?
It's a criminal act and they belong in prison.
It's true.
Obviously, yeah, they're villains. But I'm saying don't let that happen to you.
You know that I respect film in ways most people don't. It is one of the greatest art forms, and I will bring these cassettes
He's
back.
done already. He's like, all right, well, just
Feel like
just
spot
write it.
time.
Yeah. He's like, well, just write it down. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
just write it down.
So I throw them all into my backpack. We take off, and then we have that conversation about you being my bodyguard.
But, yeah.
And so I go to my mother and I say, "For you, I am taking care of Betty. Betty will be with me for all of spring break. I'm growing as a person. I want you to know this."
So you're talking to her. You were primarily talking to her back, because she is making like a late dinner.
Is it one of those things
the
where
two of them.
we never
Like-
see her face ever?
Yeah.
It's just always her as a person?
She is just like a trumpet, or like a trombone. But no, yeah, but basically, she's not. But it's not like bad. Like the relationship is good, but you are both looking your own different way. And so it's like, since the kids were gone, it just took them a very long time to get around to dinner. And she has been moving the same plate, like the same cold plate of food, like first in the toaster oven, and that didn't work. And now in the microwave, she's not able, it's like she can put the time in, but then she hits start and then it doesn't happen. Now she is considering taking it out. You have to follow her out onto the back porch where she opens the grill.
Jesus. She got serious.
Is there
But
something?
she's not even mentioning it. She's just like, when she sees a problem,
she just moves on.
she just solves the problem.
Okay.
But this conversation involves you in
Just
a
following her
train,
around.
like ducklings, around a
Tell me
park.
that you don't even notice that she's doing weird shit.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
Because I love
they're
how
kids.
they're
very,
kids,
like-
and I love how every session, like Mick has an alternate plot.
She has the B plot.
She has the M plot.
Like, and it's all in
entirely-
Mick's head.
Yeah. It's very good.
Every session.
Yep.
Because it's only movies. Yeah. It's just movies.
My favorite running joke is that Kimberly and Mick figure things out independently, and Snap is the only one who knows the information from both of them,
You're the bridge between worlds.
and listens patiently as they explain things that she already knows,
Oh man.
And like with our slight twist on it.
and then goes, "Oh yeah."
Yep. So she's out scooching this food around in like a Pyrex bowl inside of a grill, because it's apparently the only one of these devices in the kitchen that functions.
And I say, and Mom, I just want you to take note that I am doing this and that there is a new model of camera.
She's pulling on a cooking glove.
I just want you to know that I am a successful person and that I want to be even more successful, and that just to take this in mind, keep this in mind when Christmas rolls around or my birthday rolls around, then I am a responsible adult.
You're getting some real stuff out now.
She lowers the grill and looks directly at you and says, "Christmas was 3 months ago."
My birthday's also coming up though.
I know when your birthday is, young lady.
And then
When is it?
I slip her an ad for a camera.
Yeah, no, it's the cutout of the mailer
Yeah.
with the price.
Yeah. Definitely torn on the edges.
Oh, you just see the hand go and pick it up. She looks at it, and then you can hear it sort of like folding, and you can see her tuck it into her jean pocket.
Love you, Mom.
Oh, you too.
So this is probably the next day, and
Yeah, you come back late. Your
back.
dad.
Like,
When you come
much-
back, your dad is like, he's actually like stayed up. He's like sitting in his chair, and then he wakes up when you come in, and he just taps his wrist
and I just sort of shrug and,
and shrink.
and shrink a little bit. And then it's the next morning, and Temo remembers the name from the Eidolon, and is knocking on the mailman's door, and knocking on the mailman's door.
Yeah. You can look over and you can see that there's like a little crack in the curtain where he can sort of like peek through and see if anybody's at the front door. Then you can sort of see a gray shadow move inside the domain of the trailer, and then he says, "Come on in."
So open the door, and I produce from my back pocket a piece of paper with a pencil rubbing from from the nameplate,
Oh, one of the circuit boards.
one of the circuit boards of James Fraser on it, and I show it to the mailman, and it's like I saw this in the antenna array, and I was wondering if you know who this is.
Get out. God damn it. How did I ever think I could trust you? God damn it. God damn you to hell.
Is this Temo's actual reaction? Because that's great.
It's like, no, it's not Temo's reaction. Okay.
This is when the
Immediate
mailman's.
laugh. Like, no.
This is when the mailman's show got more right wing.
It's already pretty
It was
great.
already, yeah.
It's already, yeah. It's already
He stands up, and the little articulated feet on this kitchen chair that is in front of his instrumentation and microphone array. He stands up, the backs of his knees scoot this thing hard against the side of the trailer. And he starts to advance on you.
Temo is very surprised.
He says, "I'll let you in."
Only had a karate expert with you.
So Temo just says, "I'm sorry," and then backs up to the front door, and it's like sort of reaching, and I guess leaves because I don't know what to do. Like this is like
No, it's
it's-
scary. This is
yeah.
you were a child.
Yes, I'm a
Right.
child.
This is a grown ass man with a predilection for conspiracy
Yes, I
theory.
know. Have I ever seen him like this?
Never. And as you're backing out, you see him reach over and tip a photograph in a frame down flat against the table.
Okay. Temo will remember. And scene.
Yeah. Right.
We have gone to. It's the day after.
Yeah.
And you're either in your same clothes from the night before, or I have given you something from
Oh,
mine.
dude, no, it has to.
Because it's the usual.
Would you even
Yeah.
undertake this?
I mean, I definitely still wear the same jeans, but maybe change shirt into something that you
Yeah,
have. But
I
it's
would
like-
just like leave, basically let you have the run of my. I wouldn't be making you over because I am distracted.
Yeah.
Because I try to make you over every time you come over.
All right.
But it never sticks. So I would just like let you loose in my closet.
I just
and
pick
be
whatever like the darkest shirt you have is.
Yeah,
It
it's a
seems-
very dark purple.
It's a very dark
with
purple.
like the applique roses on it that are a bright pink.
This is
Dark.
yeah.
It's the darkest I own other than stage blacks, and
this
those
is-
are kept in a box.
No, it's malevolent by Kimberly terms.
Oh my god.
You despise it.
I hate it
But
very
it's as
much.
bad as we can go.
But it's clean.
It's clean, yeah. That's
So
what's important.
so then the next day I would have because I don't want to be in the house at all. I would have tried to go to somewhere where fast food is sold.
Yeah.
So wherever the local burger joint is, we would be there eating something. There would just be like a mound of fries because I go straight for carbs.
Absolutely.
There's trouble. And then
Do you have a fry special?
yeah, exactly. Can I just have the fries, please? All of them. And then yeah, there's basically an entire one of those like baskets of fries just here, and then there's milkshakes and all sorts of other stuff for me, and then you have something very reasonable, I assume.
yeah.
Like a soda.
A soda and I'm just
Yeah. And then there's just the tray
water.
covered. And I'm just sitting there, and I keep trying to push it toward you, and I just say, I'm sorry.
it's I mean, it's okay. I didn't want to press you last night, but if you want to talk about it, I'm here.
And I'm just like I have one of many fries, and I'm just sort of squishing it like it's a cigarette.
Okay, like a butt.
Yeah, like I'm squishing it like it's a butt, but it's like not even like an affectation. I'm just mushing it. And now I'm just sort of like I have another pile over here, and I'm just like there's something nobody knows about me. And well, I mean one person knows, I think, but it happened last summer, and I kissed somebody I shouldn't have, and it was a big shouldn't have. And that person, they don't live here. We don't know them. That person tried to call me on the phone, and they don't have my number. And then the microwave talked to me.
What did the microwave say?
It said, "Talk to me."
The microwave said talk to me?
Yeah.
Is it the person that was on the screen? The Frasier Tara?
Yeah. And like when you say Tara, I kind of like wince a little. Yeah.
Do you feel like they would want to talk to you?
I don't know why. We did not leave each other on great terms. And she doesn't. We ruined each other's lives a little bit. And there's a flashback to just a series of images, and it's the woods and
Summer camp?
Yeah, there's the woods. There's
Jesus
canoes.
Christ.
There are people lit from beneath, like
Murder.
stage lights.
Oh, God, so much
There's-
pain occurs at these fucking places.
There's
Holy shit, yes.
basically you see like just very quick flashes of like establishing shots of summer camp, a cabin, holding hands, like sort of like streaks of light hitting faces, these meaningful gazes, like sort of like things that, it's two images, third meaning, but effectively people performing and looking at one another in a very specific
No,
way.
it's a drama camp?
It's of course it's drama camp.
Oh, God.
Please. That's right.
Every
it's our
camp is drama camp.
Yeah, so it's a drama camp, and then basically there's a longer, but you don't hear any specific dialogue, but you're seeing a performance between someone that we now know to be Tara, with hair pulled back and in a pants roll, and basically in a pants roll and in sort of like 18th century like gentleman's garb, and then Kimberly in this kind of, because they're all very sad rented costumes. It's a drama camp.
Oh, for
so
sure.
They, in this like silly gown, and they're having they're singing in each other's faces, and then just sort of cutting back to Kimberly just like sitting there.
I was just going to say it cuts back, but your face is actually mirrored. You've chosen for a McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
You have chosen the maximal privacy booth.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
just
the two-seater in the weird corner.
exactly,
Yeah.
but it's
By
like
the
it's like
bathroom.
exactly, yeah. But it's like
No one
that,
wants to listen near that.
but it's like all the muted colors.
Yeah.
And then it's right back to Kimberly now, but it's like your reflection in the window.
Mm-hmm.
And what strikes you out of this reverie is massive drops of rain and hail just pummeling the window by the booth.
And I'm just gonna sort of like, that's a lot.
Yeah. Wait, is it like that's not normal weather for this area either?
Hail does happen,
Right.
but it typically doesn't happen. It's not like it's not instant.
Right.
You can hear the pop music is the linear beam of pop music on the radio is interrupted by a severe storm warning.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably get out of here.
Yep. And so yeah, we're gonna make to get out. Like I was gonna say, I'm not sure if we walked here or biked here or something.
Probably walked here, and then I just can use my jacket and like cover.
You might want to.
Yeah.
The hail is about individual stones of the hail are about maybe a half a golf ball, like a tablespoon,
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
which really happened to me. This actually, like it fell, like imagine something like that falling out of the sky and like hitting you on the head. It is so surprising.
Nice
Yeah.
nasty welts.
It's so like if a chunk of ice hits you in the head from nowhere, I can't even begin to describe how startling it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the situation you find yourself in now. I mean, about again like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoon spherical like golf balls.
So you're definitely way taller than me, and you're getting the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna grab you around the waist and just say run, and then we're going to like book it.
Look, and it's just pounding the top of the jacket like it's audible.
Right.
So there's a bus shelter, and we're not going to make it much further than that. So I just push you under
Yeah.
the bus shelter, and that's what we've got. That's as best we have.
Exactly. So from up north, Glen Eden, that area, it's even farther north than the high school and the loops. But passing, you have to pass that to get where you live. And if anything, it is more intense there. Over the loops themselves, there is something like a single dark circle that is slowly sweeping, turning right over the 3.
So we can see it.
You can visibly see
Okay.
it on the outside. Timo, there is a very sheepish knock on your door.
I look through the window, see who it is.
It is the mailman.
Okay. Open the door. But
You're-
I leave the screen door closed, but I
Yeah.
open the door.
Your dad is seated in his where he goes when it is not work.
Yes.
He is in this chair, and when the door opens, you leave it closed because it's like the screen door, of course, has a secondary lock, right? And your dad looks up over your shoulder and says, James.
Looking. So now I'm facing the mailman through the door. What can I do for you?
He says, I might have overdone it.
Nod.
He says, I can talk to you about it if you like.
Okay. So I open the screen door and walk down the stairs.
Okay. And he says, so you saw some things up on the roof that you took a liking to?
Well, I was just curious.
He walks you back through the front of the trailer and then takes you back and pulls out, like, he doesn't have a second chair because he doesn't need a second chair.
No.
But he has some boxes, like a tub,
Yes.
no doubt of incredibly important factual information that is certain to improve the human race.
Yes. This is someone who does not have guests.
He drags the tub over toward him, and he says, I done something wrong, kid.
What?
I done something real wrong. Now other people are taking the wrong thing I done and making it worse.
What is it?
He takes the picture on the table and he turns it up, and you swear to God that's Tara Fraser. Or something like her. Mm-hmm. There's something...
I recognize.
It's the expression. It might not be exactly the same person, but you could interpose them and come away with the impression that they were at least related at some level. And he said, almost everything. Sometimes I'm trying to get a rise out of folks. But almost everything I say on this show is true. And I know it because I've done it. I've done it, Timo.
Timo's just nodding. He's never actually listened to the show.
No, exactly. Exactly. Then he has to say Timo.
Yes, Timo.
Right?
Yes.
I made a kind of... I didn't want to be James no more. I didn't like what James had done. I wanted to be somebody else. Maybe somebody who could do some good, somebody who could tell people about them fungoids always causing trouble. He says, I made a kind of eye. I made an eye. It can look real deep. Look real deep into a person. And I had a lot of secrets from the people I was working for. I lied to them, but they were sons of bitches, so we had it even. He says, I used that eye when my girl died. I used that eye to take a real good picture of her. All the way down. I thought maybe I could get her back just for a little while. Thought maybe I could teach the loop to know who she was, and maybe I could talk to her again. But now she's talking to me, and I don't like what she's saying.
Is her name Tara?
He does like nerve pain, like a long sleeping nerve pain, sort of wakes up like in his right temple and starts to twitch a little bit in his eye, and he rubs it. He says, I don't remember everything I did, but I think I gotta get her out of there. And I don't know if I can do it by myself. I think you've done real good work up there. He doesn't know. And he says, I need help, and I can't talk to nobody about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And your dad is just back in his chair smiling. Just having his own thoughts.
Obviously, Temo knows about keeping secrets.
Yeah.
So
Some reggaeton.
so he just nods at the mailman.
He says,
And-
do you think you could get those friends of yours to come around?
I can help.
He says, come back here. I gotta get ready.
Okay.
All right. Now you can do what you want. Sorry, that was a lot.
So
Will the hail have subsided, or does it just keep going?
It's getting smaller.
Okay.
You think that it expended the highest
It got
chunk
us out
volume.
of the system. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
is it apparent to us? We live in a weird place, obviously. But is it
I don't think it's apparent to you.
okay?
Not really. Kids just
Go with it.
absorb what is around them all the time. Like it's just like, yeah, this is what happens. We got weird guys, and we got. I mean, think about your actual childhood. There was it was a normal thing to have a house in your neighborhood you were not supposed to walk by. That would be a
that's
normal thing.
That's the one I lived in.
Yeah, right.
Hey, boo.
There might be a Russian lady who doesn't like any kids at all. So will
all
swear
of-
at them, but you don't know what the swears are.
All this
you
weird
okay?
shit.
There's gonna be a ripple effect, and all of a sudden we're gonna be seeing what you're saying.
So all this weird shit happening at the same time is not apparent to us that we should notice. Is what you're saying?
No, well,
Essentially.
you can notice it as much as little as you want. I'm
Okay.
simply providing a context in which you're the last couple years of your life have had.
Very odd things happen.
Who are you going to compare it to?
We have a teleporting dog,
Yeah,
you know.
Like any kid.
Yeah.
yeah. Like any red-blooded American kid.
And it's very unclear as to whether or not Betty was supposed to have gone home by now.
So
We'll handle that.
I don't have a telephone, so I have no way of contacting any of you. So the only way that I do that normally is to
Claire.
go to Snaps
Yeah.
mobile home and knock on the door.
Yeah.
And then that's where that's my way of getting in contact with you guys. So I just sort of hang out until Snap comes home.
Yeah, because no one answers the door.
No.
And you knock on it. It's always me.
You can get in the garage. Because it's pelting you for exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Like it's not something you want to be out in. You would have to pull up the garage and just ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you home?
Yeah, I mean, I head back home because I am sick of wearing this shirt.
Or you
And
don't want to be
I can't do
seen
it
in
anymore.
it.
Yeah, so I tell Kim, I'm like, I'm gonna go change and then, you gonna be okay?
I think for now.
Okay. I'm just gonna go change and I'll be back. So I head back home. And I'm guessing you're in my garage?
Yeah, I'm just sort of hanging out,
Cool,
which
cool.
is
I'm like, oh.
not entirely weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm just around usually.
Right.
But being on your property is a little strange, I guess.
Yeah, I walk up and I'm like, hey, Timo. What are you doing in my garage?
My garage.
Sorry, it was the weather
Oh yeah.
I have some news, and we need to get everyone together.
Okay.
It's that part of the movie.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go change, and then let's go. So I put on like an especially like black T-shirt
To make up.
to make up. Yeah, I
Like
gotta
Vanta black.
You
People
bought it
possibly
black,
have
and then
seen.
you put Rit dye on it, so
Yeah.
it's extra black.
Yeah,
You double up.
a double up. And then I said, let's go to Kim's first because she's expecting me back anyway. So
All right. Okay. This is awesome. I can actually set this up super good.
perfect.
You all sort of know where each other each other live.
Yeah.
Right. So, Temo, you and Snap walk down the small hill and past the ghost, the tiny ghost town that the mailman James Fraser has surrounded himself with. And you can see that he is kicking and pulling out the blocks underneath his mobile home. He has pulled a truck. You have no idea where he has kept this truck. maybe under some
materialized.
camouflage or leaves. He has
Subterranean layer.
yeah, he has hitched it up. He is going around and kicking the tires and looking worryingly for a moment at them. And then he's got the king cab, so it's got like the side door has a big door and then there's a smaller door and a tiny seat behind the main seats in the front seat. I don't know if you've ever ridden in this kind of truck. Mm-hmm. Maybe you haven't lived this life. It's a real thing. Shotgun rack. No shotgun.
Wait, so
there's
it's
a
like
rack.
a little
Just
seats?
the rack.
Is that what you're talking about?
Right in the back, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah,
Does
my
it
brother had
have
a truck
cougar
just like
lights?
that.
Yeah, exactly. Was that
Does it have the cougar lights?
cougar lights?
Sorry, this might be a hickier term.
Tell me more.
It is just that thing when you have the big old rack of lights that you can flick on.
Oh, up top. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
For when you're hunting.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you're
yeah.
hunting cougar.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Gotta
Oh,
get the flash of those eyes, and then you just lean out the side.
Yeah, but
shotgun.
this is almost certainly for fungoids.
Perfunctory. Yeah, they've got the black light on top of it, so that
Yeah.
boy,
Right.
wouldn't affect that. Either.
And so he throws open the back door to the king cab, and then waves the two of you in.
Oh, this is what you were.
No. This is okay. I don't snap.
Okay. Like I started to think, like, if I, like, does anyone know I'm here? Obviously they don't.
Not a soul.
I just tell Snaps
This is the last thing I see.
it is it's Tara's dad.
What? Okay.
So this is like happening in the back seat on the front. There's no license plate on this truck at all.
As in, there's a plate, but there's a missing license plate. There's a
Yeah, it has-
frame
yeah,
with
yeah.
a missing plate. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be something like don't tread on me or some shit. But there's no license plate
Okay.
inside the holder. He guns it, and then at first it seems like it's not going anywhere, and this happens for several seconds, and an animal whine can be heard from beneath the hood of the truck until he is able to yank his entire operation out of the Happy Haciendas, out onto the road, and this gallimaufry of strange technology.
Some Mad Max shit.
It's a mortal engine.
I'm like hanging on to any handle that's available.
Oh no! And they have them. They have them in there.
I was like, oh shit.
Gotta go to Gas Town.
This chimera pulls up in front of your house,
Okay.
and then the mailman just like slaps the dash a couple times, honks a couple times
In front of my
in
house?
front of your house. So it's like you can see from your upper bedroom.
Yeah.
You can look down at the street and you see the mailman's
What
home.
a birthday
And
surprise!
like a
for
terrified Ginger in the backseat.
Yeah.
And Temo's like, come on.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's my cue. So I grab my jacket, a flashlight, and
Bug-out bag.
and a bunch of film and just shove it into
And
a backpack.
Betty's already crawling from the
Yeah.
street side of the truck into the truck
Yeah.
already.
Betty has already smashed her over the drywall, pulled out a full bag and run.
Reaching in for the pig.
Oh yeah, Jeremy!
I don't see that Betty's crawled out the window, so I walk by her door and I bang it as I usually do, and I keep going down the stairs.
It's already gone.
Yeah, she's already gone.
Perfect. You can pile in. There's room for 4 in the back and then 1 in the passenger seat. This device materializes in a neighborhood that has never seen. They have never seen a trailer, let alone one a motile creature of this kind. He has parked it diagonally across the entire road in front of your house.
I would like to be in the passenger seat so I'm getting the best view with my camera.
In another movie, like there would be a shot of the neighborhood watch guy going,
Do they think that a movie's being filmed here?
Yeah,
That's the only, like-
it's the only explanation,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, I mean, like there's definitely you're seeing like some fingers come through some Venetian blinds,
Yeah.
some parting, but like no one's gonna do anything.
Oh no, they're not
ever
going to
flying
flex.
out. Are you kidding me? Nah.
No, they're not going to make a scene. No, that's worse. That's worse than murder.
But I mean, like it's as though every single window has like a couple of manicured
a couple
nails.
slats.
Yeah, just
But they're definitely going to send it
fingernails.
to the HOA.
Oh yeah. There's going to be a complaint.
yeah.
Okay, so you're there. You're rolling right through the passenger
they're
window.
hating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
They're serious.
I rolled down the window
Yeah.
so that they can. Yeah.
And there's like a slight jitter. It's like when you go back to look at this footage later, you can tell that sort of like logarithmic.
It's guerrilla filming.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense.
So it's immediate res.
So I want to see a terrified Snap try to convince Kimberly to get into this truck
Yeah.
because
I,
Kimberly obviously trusts Ginger
Yeah.
out of everyone in the
I also
group.
have not gone back inside my house because I'm not going back in there because the
No.
microwave will speak to me again.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just sort of sitting on the stoop in the overly fancy little like not a vestibule, but kind of like the mini porch that these houses have.
Sure.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I'm like,
The antechamber.
so yeah, so I'm sitting there, sort of like with my knees up, and then as the jalopy,
Yeah.
the electric mayhem comes up,
It's like the intro to Beverly Hillbillies.
only like writ large and
Yeah,
with like
and in front of your house.
in G major. And so I just sort of like I uncurl, but like I just sort of like stretch my legs out in front of me, but like the upper body language doesn't go anywhere, and then I'm just like. Like there's no words.
Yeah.
And so then I see Mick roll down the window and cram the wood.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change anything. I'm just sitting there like this.
And you see like
It gets zoomed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Right into that face.
you see like Ginger's head poke over like her red hair.
yeah.
Obvious, and she's just like, you're going. You want to you.
We started a cult.
Come on,
Get in.
get in.
It's like she's talking to the dog or
Like
something.
unless it's like someone's holding a gun behind me.
So
I also say the AV club meeting is about to begin.
and so
Yeah, we need you. Please come. I don't want to be alone in this. It's like how I end it.
yeah, and I was gonna say
He gasses,
Yeah.
and the whole thing lurches forward a few feet.
and I stand up out of sort of like a protective instinct because I'm like they're gonna die. And so yeah, I stand up and then I realize that I'm up now and I can't and I'm not going in there. So I just sort of like you see me just like look back and then just sort of like slide forward as though if I move too quickly or too suddenly it will eat me. So yeah, I get there and I'm just like looking for where a door would be and I don't want to touch anything.
You also hear me kind of whisper yelling as
Yeah.
I'm scolding the mailman, and I say, "Mr. Mailman, I need to get a smooth shot here."
And I'm just like, and I like don't know where the, and I just sort of go, how? Because I'm looking for a door.
Open the door, like Mick. Come on.
I'm like, give me a second, and I pause, and I open the door.
You get a great shot of like the dirty mats,
Yeah, there's something there.
They're so
There's old
filthy,
tissue.
too.
bag of Lay's.
Like, imagine how long a truck has been sitting in the open in Spokane.
I like to think that as I try to open the
smells
door,
not good.
I have to kick it a little bit, but as I move my foot to kick it open, I also like brush up a bunch of garbage on the floor.
And it makes
I'm
like a sound when you open it. So yeah, so then I just sort of very carefully get in and then just sort of like try to softly close the door, and then when it clearly doesn't take, I just smash it, and I'm like, What are we doing?
It's like I love how to Kimberly this somehow got worse.
yeah, like and it's disgusting, and you can tell like everything. Like I'm trying to like not quite sit. Like this is all a very
Oh, not fully.
like yeah. This is my quads are being very much flexed right now, and I'm just sitting there like. And so and I turn to the mailman, and I'm like, hello.
I love how perfect it is because you met her at summer camps. You would never have known anything about her
Yeah.
family, and you've been
Especially the
interacting with
circumstances
No.
under which it is over.
Right?
I
And
did
so-
not meet these.
So it's like you say hello, and then he grabs the stick, slams it.
to which I go like this.
Yeah, exactly. You want to, because this, it happens, and it happens fast. So he's pulling out. I mean, we're only talking about a couple solid minutes from there down to what you quickly realize is the loop itself.
So just as he puts it into gear, like I poke Kimberly's shoulder, and
And I look at you
and it was like,
frantic.
and I still have my
You're rubbing.
my pencil rubbing, and I show you the name, and then I point to him.
I'm gonna say, in all honesty, this isn't as weird as the space house.
Yeah, we have
Say it out loud.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at it and I'm just like,
we were going to talk about that alien we met.
yeah, well and then I like look but then that's the thing, like we're having this moment and I'm just like looking at him and then there's like a
You're picturing him cleaned up.
and that's the thing, like I'm seeing like something right in
Yeah,
this. It's
exactly.
it's-
Like when he picked her up
yeah.
from
like
camp.
there's something that I
it's completely clean shaven. Like
Yeah.
now, no, this is a different person.
But it's also like like they have the
eyes.
same eyes. They have the same sort of like crooked nose. They have the same like features. And then I just look at him, and then I look at you, and then I look at the sign, and then I look dead ahead because I can't
And it's-
engage with this right now.
and it's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're driving. You can see the loop, the three tall towers of the loop, and this vortex that is forming over the top of them. And he pulls the wheel hard right, where there is no entry point of any kind. He jumps directly over the curb and just begins to plow through. God, it's got to be.
Complete brace.
Yeah.
scenario.
He is plowing now through what has to be, 3/4 of a mile of tall weeds and grass that was never intended to be a road of any kind.
This is a huge disregard of my cinematography.
Oh no, it's a mess. You're getting a lot of glove box,
Yeah, I was
like a
gonna
lot.
say,
Too
I'm
much.
already smashed against you, and then I'm holding like the Jesus bar.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm, like
oh, yeah.
kind of pushing the space behind me, so I'm halfway in the shot in the worst way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cinema
and so,
verite.
and so as it.
You mutter to yourself.
Yeah, Betty
You're
says.
in the process of inventing the shaky cam method.
Yeah, exactly. There
we go.
And that's how. No. So,
That's how
Your name got changed to J.J. Abrams.
and then it got as it's pulling through, that animal whine begins to elevate again until it is just a shriek, and this pile of technology that he is moving around here gives up. So these towers are growing like impossibly large. You were close to them before, but they don't appear to have a ceiling on how high they can get. You think that if you were to be directly adjacent to them, it might be an infinite height.
Yeah, you couldn't see the side.
From the front,
you can.
in your mind, you can sort of see the graph, and like if you were right there, it'd be an infinite, and then out here, it's just very large. And so this thing twists, like the truck itself turns and like twists against it, and the only thing that keeps it from rolling is his house. And he kicks the door open. He says, "God damn it! I don't think close enough. God damn it!" He kicks the door open, and he just starts to shout at the loop. He begins to shout.
As though it's sentient.
Like it's a
in way?
person. Yeah.
He says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry what I did to you. I just wanted to see you again. I'm sorry. Now I've done all this." And so his capacity to help you in a technological way is depleted. We need some way to get this message to this loop. And I need you 5 kids to do it. In my mind, I have a number of successes that is required to win. If you do not get it, you will lose. Big time. I'm not going to tell you how many successes you need, but you want this to work. So, let's see some plans. So this thing is tilted. I mean, the truck itself is almost like up on 2 wheels and just held there by this infrastructure beneath it.
So it's not a case of where the engine died. It's physically
It's torn up inside.
Yeah.
okay.
Something dissolved.
It's
yeah.
not for this,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? It's not an ATV, and he doesn't drive it very often. And it's very heavy.
Yes.
So the hat up there, miraculously still intact. Even now, even against the black vortex over these triple towers, you can see shapes emerging. Black helicopters, of course, the mailman's ancient enemy, completely invisible against the vortex. But as they proceed and progress out, you can see there's 3 or 4 of them just swirling around,
So how far
maintaining
are we
the area.
from the from the loop?
You're probably a quarter mile.
Quarter mile, and what's in between us and
Between us, some fencing, cement fencing slats, towers of various kinds. But the hat, you think that the hat should be enough it's going to need some work, and it needs to be oriented properly. But you think that part can be done. It's just not set up to do it now. Right now, it's designed to communicate everywhere.
right,
And it needs to be made to
funneled. Does it
communicate
have-
this way.
Does it have enough power currently?
You tell me, team.
All right.
Now, so like I say, we need plans. So what that means for me is we need skills. Everybody has to put their heads together. How do you help each other solve this problem? Help this busted ass man communicate what needs to happen here.
So I want to talk to him.
This is marvelous. This is what I like.
I'm gonna take him. I'm just gonna grab his arm, like right about, like in the forearm, and just
Yeah.
say, "Mr. Fraser, how did?"
His chin
Yeah.
is just vibrating.
Yeah. And I just look at him and I'm like, I knew her before at camp.
Yeah, like one tear.
Yeah. And now, and I'm crying too, but it's just a little bit, and it's just tears. And I'm like, how did she die?
What are you trying to get here?
I want to know how she was when she went. So I'm gonna try and use, it's not charm, but that's the closest thing I've got, I think. It's not really charm, but I'm like trying to talk to him on this level, so I guess charm counts, right?
Charm is getting people to do what you want.
Fair. Okay.
In any case.
It could be empathize as well, I guess.
I
yeah.
am not empathetic.
That's true.
Oh boy, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Now
7, 8. And I'm
you
gonna
can
use
be helped
Yeah.
if anyone does have the correct skills.
I got a goose egg in mind and empathize.
So I want to use my pride, but I'm not trying to. I'm not. It's not the usual way that I'm using my.
No,
ability.
this is like, this is yeah. It's
I'm trying to Dale Carnegie my
well,
way.
no,
into
exactly.
this.
But it's the sort of pull
Yeah.
that we wouldn't be able to do before the 4th episode.
Yeah.
Kimberly's actually trying to communicate,
Yeah.
like for real,
Yeah.
without an ulterior motive.
Exactly, and it's rare.
But that pathway that she uses is available to her.
Yeah. So pride is how many more dice does one get?
You re-roll, I think.
Upon a-
for
it's a
pride.
real-
Yeah.
Pride is a success.
It's an,
Oh,
yeah.
it's an instant success. Well then, fuck that. Yeah.
No. You want more
I
successes.
want more than a little. All right. So it's an instant success.
Yeah,
and then
because
this is
remember,
adding the bonuses.
well, everything that we're doing is going to go into a big pool, and I'm going to use it to determine victory.
Sure. Are you? You're busy.
I am figuring out a way to boost the signal.
So we're not here. We're yeah. You're doing another thing.
Yeah,
I'm in another place.
So I am like, I have the truck hood open.
Yeah.
I am disconnecting the battery.
Yeah. So help from you does not make sense.
I can help you.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know where you are if you're trying to help with the tinkering part.
I
or if
was
you're just with.
thinking about investigating the best place to put, like, the best place to set everything up, but I think I would be more useful here.
Okay. So yeah. I mean, if you want to throw aid on this,
Yes.
I'm not sure in what
I
way.
have a lot. I can empathize pretty well.
Cool. 'Cause I cannot. So yeah. So with charm.
So you could say that
And hard, I have
you
eights.
could read the mailman's state
Yeah.
and ask the right questions.
Right, yeah, sort of like lead the conversation
Yeah.
in a way that I feel like is more careful and it's more strategic. I don't want to say
Yeah.
strategic, but like more.
No, I'm gonna go in it head on, and you actually know how to read a room, and I don't.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I'm like pulling back. I'm like, maybe we should talk about. Yeah,
Maybe don't go directly for that. That's a pain point.
yeah,
So you're going to try to get things set up for your
yeah.
pal.
Do you
So
wanna go first?
help is just, you actually just give her an extra dice.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right, so it's already a success. Now we're seeing what else we can get.
I can't think of anything.
Not a fucking
One.
thing. One.
2.
Oh, two,
Really,
technically.
right?
Okay, yeah. So two
Okay.
success. So I'm just trying to look in his eyes, and I'm still touching his arm, and I'm saying, I loved your daughter. I loved her, and she's the only person I've ever loved, and I hurt her very badly.
He puts his arm around you and like brings you in and he says, we both done loved her.
Did I hurt? Am I why she's dead?
He looks down at you and he says, no, you ain't done it. It's me what done it. All right, who's going next?
All right, so Temo is trying to get more juice into the
Exactly, so he's going to leverage the the engine.
the engine of the truck as well as the power supply for the RV is feeding directly into the antenna by rerouting the air conditioning because you have to have air conditioning.
Yeah,
I assume in Spokane.
Oh, God, yeah. Jesus.
And with the help of Betty's small hands
Yes.
to get to the places where I can't get to.
Sure.
Hard to reach places.
Hard to reach
as they say.
places. Getting everything hooked up. And
If I'm given precise instruction, then I can do the physical
Yes.
part of it. I'm dumb as a rock.
so everything's in place. And now's the I'm ready to hit the switch
Okay.
to see if all of these modifications are correct.
I want to see this switch.
Okay, so
Oh, so you have your little golden lion tamarind monkey with the tiny paw running around in there.
So,
To help a pig.
so this is Tech 3, Tinker 3,
Renchu.
Ranch is another 2, and
Okay.
I want to use my Pride as well. Good on the hands.
Perfect. Yep. So 1 success and then more juice.
So 1 success, and I've got 6,
8.
8, and then the help from Betty.
Get a handful.
He's 1,
Hey.
2.
2, so 3 successes.
Perfect.
So I hit the switch. Everything seems to be working correctly. I have I hop down from the top and run inside and grab the mailman's mic. And
Dude, I didn't even have to do it. I didn't even have to fucking do it. That's the kind of table this is.
and just run out and put it in between the two of you. Because you're close at this point.
Yeah. So I take it and I look at the mailman, and I just ask, "Can I talk to her?"
Yeah, he lowers the mic down and he nods twice, and you hear a gunshot and something catches him on the left side of the chest, and he twists away from you and falls on the ground.
I try to catch him, but he's too heavy and I'm too small.
Well, there's no way.
It's 100%
no way.
not happening. But
He's
then-
not even heavy, but
Yeah, but I mean, but I mean, for me, I'm not.
yeah.
I have very little in the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
of force, so I can't do that. So I try to get low because I understand that's what you do in this situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do it, so now I'm crouched in some sort of grass.
yeah,
And
tall grass.
in these tall grasses, and I'm holding the microphone, and I just say, "Tara, are you there?"
I just picture in my head,
Yeah.
through your viewfinder, like a Zapruder film, a look for where the shot came
Yeah.
I zoom like really high.
You just-
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what did you
So,
say?
Are you there?
Yeah, are you there? Perfect.
If there's tall grass nearby, I want to try and get him somewhere to safety.
I love it. I love it.
Maybe like-
Let's do it piece by piece. Everybody wants a piece of this, and there's plenty, so don't worry. We got it. But for you, Mick, you can see right there. You can see that, like the helicopters have taken like stationary positions, and basically you can see long arms like projecting from the side of a black helicopter, and you can see that others are moving into position. And when Kimberly says, "Are you there?" A bolt of blue electricity leaps out of one of the eyes, strikes the helicopter, and it spins out of control.
I'm getting all of this on my camera.
Oh no, it's real good.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want you to film this, but I want you to do it with the dice.
Okay. So I get +2 for my camera.
You do?
Right? And then because of my pride, it's the encyclopedic knowledge of cinema, mainly 70s and 80s. So I'm going to use a lot of that knowledge to film this. So then would I do, would it be tech to do this?
This is I mean,
Or would
Or
it
it could
be
be investigate.
investigate would be fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So,
I mean, it's
Give
an
more of
investigative reporter, right?
yeah. 8.
You know how the
9.
camera works.
This is because investigate's like a perception.
Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah,
so-
it's like, what is one of these would be operating the camera. Another one it would be like, what are you filming?
Okay.
Like, what do you choose to film? Right?
Yeah.
But you can roll first.
Okay.
So you used your pride, so that's 1 success.
Yeah, so that's 1 success, but I don't add that to my dice, correct?
No.
It's okay, so it would be 10 dice.
Yeah, you just basically start with 1.
No. There you go.
Just take away the success for that.
So 2.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Okay. All right. So what are you capturing here?
Do you want to use a look?
That's true.
Use a luck
yeah.
point to
Ways
reroll
luck.
failed die.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Thank you, Kiko.
Because it's a
'Cause
heap. It's such a huge pool.
This is your thing.
Yeah.
It's a huge pool too. Luck is super efficient in this case.
Oh boy.
You tried.
I did try.
Dice rolls today, yeah.
You're trying to get it, but again, 2 successes, right?
Yeah.
1 success means you did what you wanted.
Yeah.
What does this other success mean?
So, I think my main focus is to go back and forth between Kimberly and the loop.
Well, to capture that moment.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to get everything else. So, where exactly is Kimberly placed in terms of the vehicle?
So
She's out front of it.
Yeah, I'm up front.
So, if I were to climb on top of the vehicle to get more of a higher ground, could I still see the side of your face? Or
Yeah.
You would probably see me like from the top down 3/4.
Okay.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
So you would actually
Perfect.
get me all
And the
crouched.
wind is just like it's like your flannel is just going nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
In the wind,
But
like
I
you're
don't want that
standing
in
up
my
on this
shot.
thing. No,
Yeah.
it's back here.
Yeah. And in the shot, because we're so far out, I can see. I could have seen both of the helicopters, but
Yeah.
now that the one is gone, I saw that kind of leave the frame as it happened. So I'm trying to capture every single bit of this, and every once in a while I'm zooming in on Kimberly. I'm going up back to the loop, but for the most part, it's
Now, so there's going to be a speech portion from Kimberly with the microphone. I need skill checks, true skill checks, not help checks, from Betty and from Snap.
Right.
So how are you going to get in this mix? And we can come up with whatever we want.
Right. I'm trying to think of what I can do to help.
There's so many things.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is like once like help arrives for the mailman, I want to try to convince people that he's just a crazy old man and it's okay. You know what I mean? Like he's fine. He's just kind of crazy.
I'm probably going to
But
try
I
and
think
get him
that's
out.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here, so,
You've
here,
got a
here,
long game
here.
in-
You strategize. You want.
Yeah, I
to
wanted
move
to
him
kind of
away.
drag him into the long grass or wherever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I think Betty would know a good hiding spot. But the movement, I imagine, is where I
At
would need
least
to
out of the line
roll.
of sight of the
Yeah.
helicopter.
Force is going to be handy.
you could pull her under or pull him under the vehicle.
Yes, that's true. If he would fit under the vehicle, I certainly would. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's do it. I want to move that guy down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jeremy the pig's going to be terribly helpful here. Nor is my ability to steal.
Well,
unless I'm stealing credit.
I can help you move him because I'm just sort of standing there
yeah.
at this point, and
I-
I'm on the ground next to him when he got shot.
So I have
you move him.
I have 9 dice for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And are you gonna help?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So it's +1 dice.
1,
And Kiko, or Temo in this case, is subject to any negative effects of failure.
okay. What?
Oh my god.
Let's use that luck.
Yeah, it's luck time.
You better.
Do I reroll all of them?
Reroll
Yes.
all failed
All
dice,
failed dice,
which is
which
all
is
of
all
them.
dice.
All of them. Yeah.
Let's
If
see.
I don't get a success now,
We're,
that's some
We're getting
goodness
shot by
gracious.
helicopters.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's time for luck.
Yeah, that's some.
One
thank God.
success.
One success.
So does that mean 2 with?
Yeah, that needs to.
I can't. I
He's
can't
not
use
using his
my.
die.
my
If only,
Yeah.
Nick. If only. All right.
Can I take a condition and get an extra success?
In this case, you would take a condition to push, but you've already re-rolled failed dice.
all right.
So I don't think that's going to work. And we'll maintain that in
Okay.
the future. So, but you do that. So you reach over, and he's like just pushing on it as hard as he can. You can see him just sort of writhing there against the ground. And as you go over to touch him, there's another shot, and you can see dirt erupt very close to him. That'll be the first failure. And then you recommit yourself to it. You know that you have a second maybe to get in here before they send another volley. And he wails with anguish
Yeah, I bet he's feeling pretty sad.
as you pull him back.
Sad about being shot? Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say it's a rich melange of things to be sad about for this guy. Like there's a lot
So
of
you're able to like drag him in there, and then as you get him right around the front of the truck, Temo kneels down and adds his strength to yours, and you're able to get it the rest of the way in. All right, snap.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
You're snapping.
I'm snapping. So I am going to go up to the mailman as he's under the truck at this point, and I want to say, I basically want to empathize, get his perspective and empathize with him enough that I understand exactly what he wants to say to his daughter, so that way I can help translate that and say it for him, because at this point he can't.
Oh, interesting. Yes, yeah.
Is that
if you
something I
get,
can do?
yeah. You need a ton of successes to get this out of him.
Yeah. What do
But-
you want Tara to know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but for sure,
Exactly.
let's do our mega roll, and let's see
Okay.
let's see how intimate we can get this information.
So I am going to, let's see, so it's 8 off the bat.
Strong start.
Yeah. So there's 8, and then can I use my brother's jacket to sort of like give me confidence and
that's what it used. That's what it's used for historically.
and then I would like to use my my already like 1 success.
Oh, your pride.
My pride.
Sure. What is her pride?
You're self-sufficient,
Yeah, self-sufficient.
and so you can probably connect with him on that level.
And
That he doesn't need anyone, neither do you.
There
Yeah,
we go.
you're both tough.
I'm empathizing. Okay. So 1, 2,
Nice.
2. Yeah, as far as I can see.
Plus
Oh,
one.
plus the instant success too.
Plus
so
the
that's 3.
yeah, so that's 3.
Okay. So you get him down there. You're down there. Betty has just dragged him under, and
Yeah.
is sort of like hunched just against the side, like a hand up on it. Temo looks at you as you approach, and then you crawl under and talk to him.
Right. I say, I know that that you lost your daughter, and I want to make sure that you get to say what you want to say to her. I don't know if you're going to get another opportunity. What would you like to say?
He coughs a couple times, and you can see there's a thin red line starts to grow out of the left corner of his
I
mouth.
roll up my army jacket and put it behind his head to make him more comfortable.
Oh, nice. See, way to work the fucking jacket in.
Very good. Very good.
That's appropriate. He says that the technology they were working on, this radio scanner, this radio wave scan device, he always felt like it wasn't. He felt like it hadn't been tested enough, and that was his instinct and that was his gut, but he never acted against it, and he thinks that is what led to her condition, like
Okay.
the cancer.
The cancer. Okay. Okay. I see.
So he feels complicit,
He feels
and maybe.
Okay. In that case, I basically I try to get out to her as quickly as I can without getting shot. And I say,
Yeah,
Kim-
as you move out, a
Yeah.
shot hits the. Temo had raised the hood of the truck. A shot is fired and that slams the hood down.
Damn.
okay.
Yeah, for a second I thought, they're not going to shoot kids. I was wrong.
Oh, don't shoot them.
I would say I'm glad I didn't just try horse stance for intimidation.
Lord.
I say, Kim, the mailman he feels really responsible for what happened to her and her getting cancer and the way that she passed, and he just wants his daughter to know that he's sorry. And I just was hoping you could help communicate.
So I'm.
All right.
Yeah.
I have everybody's done their
Okay.
skill check.
Yeah.
I know the number. What do you got?
So I am out of my own words.
Yeah, there's like an ozone
Yeah.
smell like crackling off of
Yeah.
this live microphone.
And so what I'm going to say is just Tara, I'm so sorry, and your dad is so sorry, and we both love you so much, and we miss you, but we know that you can't stay, okay? You can't stay, and it's not a life. It's not a life if we can't really be together. We can't. It's just.
There is like a wave of energy pulses out from each of the towers, and you feel yourself rising off of the ground, like elevated on some cushion of static or force.
And so I'm a worthless theater nerd, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sing the song we sang together, which
Nice.
is from The King and I. It's just I have dreamed, and so I'm just gonna start going, and I'm just saying, I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'd be. I have dreamed every word you'll whisper when you're close to me.
So responsive harmonic frequencies, like far below the true level of human hearing, yet still matching up in pace and timing, just fill this field.
Am I still flying a little? So I'm just going to, I feel her response, and I'm buoyed by it, and so
Literally.
yeah, literally. And so I just continue looking right into what I can see as the light, and so
Yeah.
it's just how you look in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In these dreams I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love.
Helicopters are being intersected by bolts of electricity. 4 other helicopters are destroyed and fall in. You lose your footing on the open air and fall forward and collapse. The vortex begins to whirl the other way too quickly, disappears up into a blue sky, and 7 black vans are grinding through the grassy fields. And before you have a moment to strategize about your next steps, there are hands on your mouths, a strange smell, and darkness. That is our game of Tales from the Loop.
What?
Yep. Thanks so much, Club PA. Thanks so much for supporting the work that we do here. Hope you've
Yeah.
enjoyed the game. Take full advantage of it in any format you like. We'll make sure that we get those out for you. I want to thank this table so much. I love running this game for them. We will see you next time.